So David, like at this point, right, the cat had left like one of my hands. I was just grabbing onto its tail. There was blood everywhere.
So you skinned it?
Yeah, the bin was like 10 feet away at this point. It just, oh, hello. How are you? Sorry, interrupting a...
Fannies.
Little... there we go. Fannies. Hope everyone is well.
Shall I go?
It's been 2 weeks apart and we've forgotten how to socialise, I think, is the answer to this one. Unless anybody's got anything to say in terms of announcements, I think I'll just dive straight in, because again, we have got lots to do. No,
Dive straight in.
diving straight in. I was wondering if there's a thing.
Yeah, Sam, do you want to say an announcement?
Right. Okay, so it has been 2 weeks, so if we forget the details, very sorry. I will be referring to my notes a little bit more than I'm allowed to, because my god, I need to. But anyway, last time, the party navigated itself across a little inland lake of the Beggar's Bowl onto an island centrally with, well, what do we call it? A-B? A-B. It was, wasn't it?
Aubrey body.
Yeah, A-B.
A-B.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was AC. Aubrey
AC.
Corpse.
Aubrey Corpse.
Yeah,
Corpse.
with AC,
There we
they
go.
managed to travel across the lake onto this central island in the vague hope that something Theren saw the night before, a lightning bolt hitting the centre of the island, would reveal some sort of help or guidance from Perith, Theren's goddess. When they reached the centre of the island, after a bit of corporate log building, raft building, whatever you'd call it.
Way day, yeah.
Yeah, way days, exactly. They found themselves mysteriously transported to the Feywild, a sort of tangential plane to the material plane, home to the Fey, sort of life. Well, what did you guys kind of know about it? It was sort of a little bit like fickle, playful, dangerous, not quite like good or bad, just sort of...
Order says bad people.
Exactly, yes. Where they met with a very powerful Fey entity known as the Bear King, who agreed to help in the best way that he could, although his powers were limited at the time and it would take some time, in exchange for a certain favour. Aubrey, well, he would do his best to bring Aubrey back, and certainly was looking after AC for the immediate duration. But you were in tasked to find a platinum necklace shaped in leaves, which was something stolen from the Fae eons ago, and that he dearly wished returned to him. He told you that it was nearby, but couldn't give you any more detail.
Define nearby, because you're
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
practically
going to say,
a
the nearby
god.
stuff was like at least 5
Nearby
miles
as in my material plane? Or...
just outside.
Theren also managed to walk away with a mysterious blade that the Bear King himself seemed to carry
Yep.
on his waist. As of yet, unknown as to why. The party slept in the Feywild, had a long rest, returned to the material plane, very well rested, and set to find this necklace. Also given the small hint that somewhere nearby they could find what he described as a source of elven blood, then perhaps assistance could be found in some way. You left the island tracking what you thought was a creature that was living in the centre of the island, some sort of taloned beast, or sort of at least hook-footed beast of some kind, six feet tall. But your journey took you towards the forest on the southeast of the island, where you encountered the community of tabaxi, sort of cat-like humanoids. Exactly. Yeah, we're going all Japanese.
Who are you?
It's
What are
basically
you doing
furries.
here?
It's all furries. That's all it was. After a bit of diplomacy, you managed to free 2 captives
God.
that tabaxi had held in a large metal bird case. 2 brave, very posh adventurers.
Yes.
Who then assisted sort of a company. I'm just going to double check because the problem is, right, I changed his name right before. It is Vincent. I thought it was Vincent.
I called you
and
Vinny.
AD and Vinny. No, that's fine. I changed it just before the last recording session and it all got very confusing because I realised I called it something that Sam had called someone before and it was all very complicated.
Behind the
Wasn't
scenes.
Dave, was it?
Terrence.
No. After a bit of diplomacy with Tabaxi, again another deal was brokered that if you could return, showing your strength with the heads of a lizard folk hunting party, then they would essentially give you their aid as best they could, or you sort of certainly would prove themselves to you and not sort of kill you, but you've kind of escaped anyway, so who knows. After a bit of some very good survival rolls watching back, you managed to track whatever this creature was in the centre of the island through into the marshy territories towards the west of the island. When in front of you, you saw 4 figures, 3 of whom hunched over something on the ground, prodding it with sticks, reptilian, lizard-like forms that you identified as being the lizard folk. And that is where we will start. So if I just sort this out. And so here we are. Let's just move this slightly to the left. Perfect. Oh, Sam, your mug is just in the way. Do you want to bring your mug just a little bit back and we can see the last figure? Perfect. So in the top right-hand corner of the screen, Fiona, you can do the pointing. Oh, for goodness sake, stop it. Right. You can see 4 lizard folk figures who are being very ably played today by Sam's old Orc D&D Warhammer figures that were just incredible. So ignore the guns and machetes and think more javelins and shields these creatures have amongst them. So looking at them, actually, why don't you all give me... because I was looking at how we finished last session and we were a little bit sort of in between, so we're just going to call it and just start again. So perception checks for everybody as we see what you can observe from these things.
13.
11.
Perception 19.
19.
I see for days.
Right, Odie, you see just time itself. The 4 lizard folk are armed with an assortment of weaponry, but generally speaking, they have javelins, heavy clubs, axes. They have mean-looking teeth and claws. You can see their shields spiked, strapped onto one of their arms, but actually sort of almost sharpened around the sides. And all distinctive. You can see one with a large sort of red plume of scaly hair just sort of on the top of him. The second one, the shield, even more bladed than normal. You can see actual knives have been sort of carved into what you can see to be like the carapace of a big turtle or some sort of shelled creature that's been sort of fleshed out. You can see a third one with so many javelins stacked on its back, you almost seem like it's one of those Kaplunk games, you know, just needles all the way through it. And a fourth one with a horrible looking scar over one side of its face. You can see it's a sort of missing eye on one side. The 3 of them, everybody except Missing Eye, who sort of stood towards the sort of right hand side looking backwards, thank you very much. The 3 are poking something on the floor, but within the 19, unfortunately, you can't quite see what they are interested in. So, last time we kind of said that Odie and Vincent were staying behind, whilst Blue and Theren were going to try and approach diplomacy. Now, to give you some sort of scale of the map, each square of this map is 10 foot. So a double-sized map here. There is some distance between. I've kind of positioned, as you can see, Vincent is going to be very ably Mr. Professor Plum. We've got, what's her name? Sorry.
Odie.
Odie is no, but the Cluedo character.
Oh, Miss Peacock.
Miss Peacock, that's it. Blue, and we've got Theren. So the 2 sort of ranged fellows stood by 2 trees, and then Blue and Theren about 30 feet in front. Is that still what you'd like to do, or would you like to revise your plan?
I didn't realise it was so far. I'd probably get closer, so probably maybe to sort of this tree here, to make sure that I have a sort of a good line.
Okie dokie, that sounds a lot like a stealth check to me.
Does.
Vincent, following your lead, is going to attempt to follow you.
This way, chaps.
Nice!
Oh, no.
Nice.
That is a natural 1.
And Vincent also got a natural 1. No way! I'm glad. So,
I say we just leave them.
Yeah.
So, coming up and approaching, you can see Vincent sort of follows alongside.
Oh, terribly sorry.
And Odie makes her way up sort of to here. Actually, roll me a dice. Any dice. Tell me if it's all or even.
A dice. Okay.
Give me 3 round.
That's a 5, so odd.
Unfortunately, Odie, it's you
Oh.
that just manages to trip on a branch, just so intently stalking, you get your foot hooked right under a root, and you just collapse straight over. So Odie goes straight on her face. Theren and Blue, what were you doing at this time? You can see the two stealthy, with inverted commas, members of the party approaching forward. What would you have done? Are you staying still? Theren, obviously your armour, or would you be trying to...
We were gonna go.
We were going to approach it.
Yeah, we were gonna.
Yeah,
approach.
so we would be kind of walking, and I imagine approaching, just kind of going,
Are you okay?
Bother.
Okay, fine. So you move
Don't
yourselves
ask her
forward
if she's
towards.
okay.
You can see the blue on the map is essentially boggy marsh where the water actually is. You can't tell how deep it is, but it looks deep, and you can see at some points it's about 15, 20 feet across.
Deep.
Other points are easier to traverse, but you can see it's difficult. So move yourselves forward. That's the kind of way you'd want to be. I can say you probably each get about 30 feet in whatever direction you'd want.
Yeah, so I'd say we
After
want
you.
to cross over here, so we
1, 2,
move
3.
here.
Okay, that's an athletics check for me if you want to cross the swamp under a bit of
Well,
pressure.
natural
And
one.
Blue, what would you like to do?
Oh,
Natural
20.
20.
Right,
Nice.
not that even problem. You
1,
actually,
2, 3.
I'm going to say for the purposes of this, you are hidden because you just naturally land perfectly, exactly. And Blue, you're staying that side.
That's as far as I can go.
Okay, at this point, OD, flank, straight onto the floor,
Mud
splashing up. A twig that you land on splashes up into the air and boosh, straight in the water in front. And every single one of the lizard folk immediately turn and look up at you, and just this sort of snarling, aggressive, as they start to ready weapons and javelins. So that's initiative for everyone, please.
That's not good.
And we'll see how this plays out.
Oh.
So,
Oh, and I get 7.
okay, so Blue.
What's our 17?
17, and what is your dexterity, please?
It is +1.
Okay, perfect. Theren?
14.
14. Perfect.
22.
22 for the ranger.
Advantage on...
I know, I just-
Vincent got 8. Okay, you are the first to react. You hit the floor, you're prone. You can see all of these sort of angry hissing noises coming. They are, I mean, just to count, sort of 10, 30, 40, 60, 70, 90, 100, about 120, 130 feet in front of you at this point. 10 feet per square. What would you like to do? You're kind of on your face.
Oh, it's terrible.
Kind of on your face.
Well, naturally, I get up.
Yep. That's half of your movement now.
That's fine. I calm myself down, and I would. Oh, what should I do? Oh,
What would AD do? You are very
yes.
free to make AD.
Yeah.
I've given you some background, but you can play with it as you want.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think what we should do. I'd say the long bow I can shoot quite far, can't I? Like,
Yeah, the range
don't
on
wanna-
a longbow is pretty impressive. Did I not write it
No, you
down?
didn't write it down, so that's
Oh,
why
I'm so sorry.
It's,
Longbow is 300, 400?
I think something. Oh, maybe it's
really
150.
far, isn't it? So-
Yeah,
Ryan,
like
if you're not going to write down the range of the longbow, what are we even doing here?
I'm sorry.
can I take back my
Don't
natural
talk-
one? Did they not
don't-
see me at all?
Don't taunt the deer. Don't
No,
taunt
no,
the
no,
deer.
No, I'm sure it's bigger than I think it is.
Longbow 150, 600.
Right.
So
Close.
you
That-
can hit the 3 by the campfire normally, and the one at the back at the moment is long range
Sure.
technically.
That's
So
fine.
your shot would be at disadvantage. What I can say is that there are a couple of trees between you and there, so they would
That's
have partial cover.
That's fine. Well then, can I fire a warning shot then?
A warning shot. Okay. How would you like to do that?
So I'd want to try and hit the area in front of, say, this one, and
Yep.
I'll say, stay back.
Okay. Right. Make me
Why are you guys laughing
either
at
an
me?
intimidation or a performance check.
I will try.
I'm just hoping you get a natural one and accidentally kill one of them.
Both are at 0, so I'll go for intimidation.
Oh.
That's a 2. That's a
God.
2.
Okay. You take this arrow. Stay back, damn you!
Yeah.
And fling the arrow, and it smacks into a tree about 40 feet in front of where the lizards are.
Perfect.
You don't know if they even notice, unfortunately.
That's fine.
So that's your action. Would you like to do anything else? Or?
No, I would like to duck behind this tree then to try and give us.
You can kind of stand behind the tree, give yourself partial
Then
cover.
literally just do that and then go bugger and then hide behind the
So
tree.
when it comes to cover and hiding behind things, what we're going to be doing is if you're fighting and you're in your turn, you're actually firing or shooting or doing something, then hiding behind cover can only give you partial cover because you've at some point got to stand out. If you're spending your turn or you're deliberately hiding and not getting out, that's when you can get things like half or full cover.
That's fine.
Behind the tree for now, you can get
do.
partial cover. That's absolutely fine.
And that's all I'll do.
Perfect.
We're
Blue,
doing it.
Good job.
to you.
Move closer. Try and get
So you can move up 30 feet.
30 feet. So 1, 2, 3.
So if you're travelling across the river, because it's effectively 10 feet, I would like you to make an athletics check if you want to. You can either wade through it or
you are
you
very
can
good at
try and
athletics.
jump it.
I'll try and jump it. What I
Okay.
will say is, can I use my action to dash, and if my athletics is successful, get behind that tree.
Okay, right. Make the
Right.
athletics check first. Let's see how you're doing.
That was all for
Pistol
free.
now.
That was all
Wow.
for free. That turned into a 16.
Which is a 21.
Oh my god!
Okay, you just boom dive over this river. Your little dragonborn legs pushing as fast as you can go. You gracefully leap over and land over the side. So that's 10 feet. Yeah, that's perfectly good. So you can get 20, 30, and then dash to hide behind the tree and get some cover.
Theren just
Anything with your
goes.
bonus action?
Not yet.
Perfect. Right. Okay. So,
Okay.
I need to. So the large, red, skinny one. Is there one with like lots of hair on it? Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
What?
Perfect. So that one reacts first.
Okay.
So he is going to move 30 feet round the river towards you.
So what?
So-
This way?
Yeah.
So that'll put him back here.
Oh, I see. Round the
Perfect.
river.
Yeah. And actually shouting and snarling and again this real snake-like sort of hissing noise. He reaches for a
White handkerchief.
And mops the brow.
Actually, he no, he can because he's got. So he will pull out a very sort of brutish, fundamental-looking short bow, knock an arrow, and he will attempt to fire back at Odie, who took a shot at him. So for a short bow, we'll have to look this up again. That is not as far, is it? What's the range on the short bow? Like 80 feet, something like
It's
that.
very, it's very
60, 80?
short. Yeah.
Something like.
Yes. That's
short bow.
Sure.
It's 83-20.
So close.
So it's long, so it'll be a disadvantage. No. The arrow just flies sort of up, and he overcompensates the arc, and it flies over the top of you and hits a trunk about sort of 20 feet behind you, and you hit him to the snarling, pulling another arrow out. Okay, Theren.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
I would like to put my sword away,
Yep.
grab my javelin, and I want to hold my action for when they get within range.
Okay, so your range is 60 foot, so
Yeah.
that puts you
So
10, 20,
if
30,
they
40,
get
50,
like around
basically
here,
to the bank of the river. Okay, yeah.
So if they're crossing the river, I'm gonna chuck a
Yeah,
javelin.
do you want to move anyone?
I'm stealthed, so I'm gonna stay put.
Perfect. That's really good. We can do that. Okay. Vincent now is going to attempt to stealth his way next to Odie. So we'll give this a go. Yep, he attempts. He will make his way next to Odie, and he will take a shot at the creature that's just fired at Odie. You brute! Stop it now! Fires a short bow, but again, you feel like this bow doesn't have the same power as Odie's longbow. He has to sort of arc the shot up and through the trees and down.
You've got this.
He most certainly does not. The arrow, again, just it flicks into the trees and lands in front of it. Just doesn't have the range through the foliage.
We've not attacked them yet. We could just go.
We've teamed up with some hobbyists.
We're going to die.
Yep.
Okay, the one with the big axe on the furthest away from me He, without weaponry, is going to dash straight forward to the tree in front of them. So 10, right to the back.
pencil up
So
his arse.
This one.
Thank you, and about 10 feet further away from me. So he'll be the other side of the tree, so he's hidden from blow, effectively. Yeah. So he will dash his way over there. Is that quite in range? 20, not quite in range.
No, I think he'd have to cross for me to hit him.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I'm just writing down little features of the orcs.
Yeah, I was going to say, so
who they are.
you've got these two left.
That one is going to move 30 feet in front of them. 20 to about there. And 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Blue is just on the edge of his range. He's going to make a javelin attack.
I'll get my pencil ready.
Nope. Again, just at the long range of javelins, all of these projectiles are just getting sort of through branches, they get clogged up. It's really at the edge of his throat, and he just doesn't get the arc correct. You see him hissing and pulling out a second javelin.
I don't like the lizards.
The one at the back, let's have a look at this.
Stay put.
Disappears as he sort of hides behind the tree and dives across the river to his left, and you just lose track of him as he hides. So it comes this way.
Oh, this way, sorry.
Yeah, and you just lose
My
track
left.
of him.
I lose him. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just chat stealth for me. Yeah, that's not bad. Right, okay.
Fuck.
Stealthy lizard.
Back to the top. We are with Odie.
Rats. Okay, I am. Well. Bloody rotten luck. I'll say, 1 gold, I can hit him in the face.
That's an outrageous shot.
What?
Alright, well, you do have the bow. Yeah, go for it. I'll take it. I'll wager that.
Okay.
So, do you want to take a shot
Can
at
we hear this conversation?
that person?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they're very, very loud at this point.
Excellent. Let's see. That's a 17 plus 7, 24.
24 hits. Right, so you hit.
Is it in the face?
That's a 1 plus 3. So 4 piercing damage.
4 piercing damage. The shot sort of arcs. You see the lizard, see the arrow, time the shield, and just mistimes it. It clinks off the top of the shield, smacks into his face. He doesn't. The sort of point of the arrow doesn't actually impact with anything, but he gets a whack with the arrow shaft as it sort of comes next to him, and it doesn't. Well, it appears to definitely have done some damage, but maybe not as much as you would have hoped.
Shit! Hang on. Bonus action. I guess it's too late to do this now. Actually, sorry.
It's your first combat. I'll let you.
Thank you. So yeah, choose a creature within range. Hunter's mark.
Hunter's mark.
Yeah, so
perfect.
Hunter
So
that guy
Hunter's mark before. Next time, do it before.
I'll have to remember.
Well,
Sorry,
I'll let you off this one.
Got overexcited.
So it is another d6 of damage.
2.
2 extra
Mighty
damage.
2.
Okay, perfect. So it all adds up. Okay, so that's your action. Anything I should like
Bonus
to do?
action. No, I'll just stay there.
Stay there behind the tree.
Yep.
Great. To Blue.
Okay.
This lizard folk is now sort of approaching the other side of the river. You can see the other one is now throwing javelins at you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then vicious mockery. I have not thought anything up for this. I should have spent the last 2 weeks thinking up good birds.
Well, you'd better think of one very quickly.
You are definitely not in the top 2 favourite races of this island which I have. Shut up! So be a
What are you talking about?
wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
14.
That is mine.
So he passes, unfortunately.
Shagbard.
So the word sort of, you see his eyes just blink a second, but he is just snarling at you. He doesn't appear to have had the impact you'd want.
Done.
Done. Okay.
This is going well.
The one with the hair. The one with the hair is going to just sort of move a little bit forward, just to the tree, to get some cover behind the tree. And again, he's going to trade another shot with Odie, who is now in range. I think 20, 30,
yeah, we'll
40,
be by
60,
now.
70, 80 feet. Yeah, just in range. So, that's 22 to hit.
It does hit.
Yeah, he is before you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So 22 to hit hits. Okay, the short bow, its arrow finds its mark, but not for much. It does 3 points of damage. As again, the arrow, you just manage to time yourself and get behind the tree, and again, a branch smacks you across the face. You take a little bit of whiplash,
Oh my
but
god!
otherwise you're alright. Okay, Theren.
Okay, right. Seeing that, this is obviously getting a bit heated, I would like to move. I think I can do 1, 2, and can I move that way to get behind the tree?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great, okay. And I want to throw a javelin at this guy.
Throw a javelin. So it is just out of range at the moment, so it's at disadvantage because you're on your upper range limit.
Never mind then. I would like to put the javelin away and bring out the heavy crossbow.
Okay. Right.
Boom,
Take a
there
pot
you
shot
go.
with the hairy crossbow against the guy who killed the big axe.
That is 16 to hit.
So 16 is with the unfortunately with the cover of the tree. He just misses. The bolt flings into the side and spark just sort of explodes around him as this bolt impacts into the side of the tree. But he just brings himself out of the line of fire in time. Almost.
Almost.
So anything else you want to do with your action?
That's it. That's all I'm going to do.
Perfect. Okay. We are now to Vincent, who again is going to try and cross the river to the other side, to the tree just on the other side of the river. And again, he is going to action and then bonus action stealth. So basically to dash and also stealth behind the tree afterwards. So first an athletics check to see if he can get across. Natural 20. He can easily jump the river. And then he's going to try and hide behind the tree. And he gets 20 for stealth. So he's pretty hidden now. Back to the one with the big axe. So, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So he, seeing... just throwing things, sort of trading insults across the river. He is going to attempt to jump the 10 feet of river. With a natural 1, he goes to run across. Actually, no, I'm really sorry. He doesn't need to because he has a swim speed. You see him literally dive into the water and pull himself up with his sort of big sort of arm movements, jumps out of the river, and with a dash, he's going to run around the tree and engage with Blue.
So would that put him here?
Around the tree. The other side of Theren.
There?
Yeah, to that. Perfect. So the tree's sort of got a little bit of cover from Theren, but he's now in combat with Blue. But he has used his action to dash and therefore can't attack. Small axe.
Let's do.
The one that has been marked by Odie is again. This time he's going to move himself to the tree closer to Theren.
Oh, Theren?
Yeah, just keeping that side of the river.
That's
so
this one.
it's right. Yeah, that we go. Upwards a bit. Perfect. And again, he's going to throw a javelin, which again is just out of range at Theren, so it's going to be at disadvantage. That's still a right 14. 14
No.
hits, not going to hit. So just again, Theren, you bring the shield up and you form almost like a sort of wall between you and the tree. It funks into the tree and you're like, I don't even need this. Fine.
Feeling smug.
You do not see the other one.
Yeah. I've got him.
So, back to Odie.
Yep, just going to try and hit the guy I hunted mark.
Perfect, make an attack.
I will. Oh, that's a 4 plus 7, so 11. But
11, no, unfortunately the longbow just gets caught by some foliage in the way. Whistles past his shoulder.
Yeah. I am... No, I'm just going to stay there and just hide, then try and get as much cover behind the tree as possible.
Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
There's nothing else I can do.
Yeah, that's fine. The one with the hair, again, with this bow, is going to take another shot at Odie because you're just, unfortunately,
it's fine.
the easy target for him. But in the 11 this time, so it just misses, just flies wide.
Awfully good fun.
It is, you're like, it's like a fight, but at a nice safe distance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice safe distance. I like that.
It's all good. Theren, what would you like to do? You'll go.
No, it's
No!
Blue.
Blue. I missed one. Sorry, I missed out Blue. I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna kill this guy.
Okay, so you draw your sword, you take a swing.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Nice.
yay.
Well done.
That is 23.
23 hits.
Oh!
And that, can I use one of my fancy things?
You can. What would you like to do?
Sweet. I am going to get my sword and do a kind of hit and then move my sword back so it's kind of covering me in a defensive kind of flourish.
Okay, perfect. You make the hit to bring the weapon round in a sort of exuberant, fancy way, and yeah, so great. So Roll your
Oh!
that's pretty good. So that'll be
You got 11.
brain not working.
You got
11. Does it? 16.
16 damage. Okay, so
Nice. Well done.
as the lizard folk comes towards you, its big club sort of again just gnarled and knotted. It's sort of an old piece of wood that you can see has taken multiple impacts at some point before. He raises himself. You go with this big swipe of your longsword, and he, sort of looking at your figure, perhaps underestimates you a little bit and doesn't expect the sheer strength of Blue just slashing down. You get a huge slash across his chest and you flick it up, almost in a sort of disemboweling mood. You don't quite get the impact you're hoping for, but still, the wound on him is grievous, and he pulls back and just horrible sort of lizard green ichor flowing out of him as he pulls the shield in a defensive position, very much engaged with you now.
And that gives me a +4 to my AC.
Perfect.
What?
Very good.
Well, I rolled a 4.
Oh.
Cold of swords.
So, that was
Really
he had his
fucking
go, so
cool.
now it is Theren's go.
Okay,
Unless you want to do anything else?
Nope.
Perfect.
So I can move 30 to here, and that puts me in melee range, doesn't it?
this guy?
10, 20, 30. Yeah, you can just about get there by sort of scooting round Blue in the tree. Yeah, you can
Scooting,
get there.
scooting.
So where would that put me here?
Just, yeah, not by the tree. Yeah, so
Great.
skirting around
Hugging the tree.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna attack this guy
with longsword.
with the special one
Question mark. Question mark. Question
with
mark.
question mark.
Yeah, roll an attack.
Oh my god.
That is a 16.
16 hits. Roll your damage.
I'm gonna kill Cyril.
Oh.
yeah.
11.
11 points of damage. As you pull the sword out and you swing it, it's not that you're expecting anything to happen. Nothing particularly happens. It is a sword, but it's light and well balanced, and actually it feels probably nicer. Maybe a bit. Your old longsword is a bit heavier, a bit more brutish, but this thing, it's got that sort of nice finesse to it. He goes to sort of pull the shield up against your attack. You see it coming and sort of feint and go and got him around the middle, and again just hitting into this impact that Blue left. He's just stumbles back and collapses in a big mess on the floor. So that one is now dead.
Excellent.
Well done.
And I would like to turn to face this guy who's been hunter's marked and generally just put myself and my shield between him and Blue.
Perfect. You can do that. Blue actually has some decent cover behind the tree from him anyway, but that's not.
Well
You're
then,
protecting
never
that
mind.
tree. That tree is well protected.
What's your AC?
18.
Oh, I'm only 1 below you.
Okay. So the small axe, so the hunter's marked one,
Yeah.
seeing you kill his friend, is going to charge you, Theren. So he'll sort of come across the river like the other one did, and this time he sort of comes and sort of Roman style just shield bashes you with a shield as he comes in. So you bring your shield up to defend. It's a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
He does hit. 6. You catch it with your shield, but he just bashes into your shield. You feel the impact up your arm as he gets a real impact. So you take 8 points of damage. And as you get stunned back, he almost ignores his weapon and just goes to bite you with this horrible fangs.
Oh my god.
Now this just disgusting rotten smell is all 16 hit.
No.
No. This time you manage to sort of pull yourself back and you return the favour and shield bash his face. He pulls away, you see a tooth loose.
Yes!
Snarling,
Christ.
now engaged with you. So, let's just put this out. Okay. Odie.
Yes.
You hear something
Yes, of course.
whistle past you. That is, even with advantage, it's only a 13 to
Does
hit.
not hit.
No, so he appears.
Yep. Oh.
Here.
Whoa.
And then come around the side. You see him appear from the sort of the bushes. A javelin. You see all these javelins on him. Actually, he'll throw a second one at the same time.
What a complete
This one's better.
flanker.
23.
That
to
does hit me, yeah.
That one does hit. Again, I can't roll to do any damage to you. That's 3 points of damage again.
Excellent.
As the javelins come flying, the first one misses you, the second one just grazes your back as you spin around and realise there's someone flanking you.
Shenanigans!
It is your go though.
Excellent. Oh, fuck.
She's bringing out the big words already.
Sorry. Bugger. I'm still gonna have to hit this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore him. No, I'm going to run across the river, across the bog towards where I thought Vinny disappeared to.
Okay, yep. Are you just going to wade through, or are you going to
No, I'm gonna
jump it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right,
jump it.
athletics check. You're getting
Ooh,
a pretty
straight.
thin point.
11.
That's fine, that's enough. You
Woohoo.
jump it.
Haha.
Great. So to the other side of the tree, next to where you see Vincent is almost sort of hidden just underneath the sort of bush by the tree. In some of the undergrowth around the side of the river. He sort of has done a good job of very quickly hiding himself, almost prone on the floor.
Excellent. Be a dear. There's one behind us. He's an absolutely frightful boar.
Got you!
Yes.
Hunter's on!
Yeah. And then I'm going to shoot this guy.
Right, make an attack.
It's apocalypse now.
That's a 17.
17 hits.
Excellent.
Even with the cover of the side trees in the way, yeah, that hits.
So 1d8. So 2 plus 3 is 5, and then my hunter's mark is a 6, so 11.
11 points of damage. This time the arrow hits true. You hit him straight in the torso on the side. You see the arrow impact and he wheezes as the air comes rushing out of him. He staggers back, looks to you, breaks the arrow off with one sort of impact and goes to hit him. But you can see his shield arm is now slightly looser and he's definitely hurt.
Oh, I need that. Oh.
Blue,
I will skirt round and slice him.
make an attack.
No. That's 9.
9 to hit. No, unfortunately this time he sees you coming and sort of dodges back as the sword comes slicing in front of his face.
Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, perfect. The guy with the hair, seeing that things are not doing as good, he is going to move 30 feet towards Odie. So going across the river into the river. Yep, that.
Into the river.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
going to take a shot at Odie
Oh, for God's sake.
with his bow.
This is not fair.
It is a 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit.
Hey.
And then sort of dropping the bow to one side, he pulls a javelin and throws the
Oh,
javelin
not
at
fair. Multi-attack.
Theren.
Oh, that's okay.
But with disadvantage because he is very far away. No, 7 to hit. Just, again, the javelin doesn't even reach you. It's a distraction to throw both things at once. It just hits the floor in front of you.
There was a momentary.
What?
It's the lack of reaction that gets him most. Theren,
I want to hit this guy in the face.
do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
That is a 8.
8 to hit. No, again, this one, now that he's sort of engaged with you, you realise that he's moving quicker and stronger than you think. You go to hit, and you see his sort of club coming the other direction. You have to back out of the hit as you defend it yourself. Still engaged, but no way through this turn. Vincent, still hidden. Which way, Odie? Oh, behind you. I see him.
Behind.
I see the bugger.
Yes. Got him.
And
Excellent.
fires the bow from his hidden position. He has not been spotted, so he will have advantage.
Oh.
That is 20 to hit, so he easily hits.
Good old Vinny.
And with some sneak attack, let's do this.
Come on.
NPC doing all the work for us.
12, 15 points of damage from his
Oh.
hidden points of view. The arrow just hits the lizard folk in the torso. So again, hits him back. Wheezing, spots Vincent and snarling and he's like, I got him!
Oh, God.
Got the bugger! Right! Over to you! And he'll sort of retreat 30 feet towards the...
Will they ever stop talking?
Good teamwork and communication, boys.
Okay. Small axe bloke, in a form of desperation, hitting out wildly at the two of you. He will go to swing his club, this time up at Blue, stood next to him. That is a 23 to hit.
Oh.
That does hit.
That will hit. That's 7 points of damage. Is this time going to swing with the confidence of your last blow. You leave yourself exposed, and he whacks you on the bottom of the chin. Just catch your head up a little bit. Again, it's not quite the firm blow, but it still is enough to sort of, oh Jesus, as you get hit back. This time again, with you sort of threatening him with your sword, he's going to shield bash you a second time.
No.
But this time a 7, you feel it coming this time. You really set yourself against it, and it just boom, not the same impact as last time. There's a small smirk to yourself. It's like, I figured you out now.
I know.
I know your game.
Okay. So that was small axe. The stealthed one has taken a pretty bad impact. Is going to charge towards Odie at full speed.
Oh,
so
shit.
30 feet. And then 60 feet to engage Odie.
Oh shit, okay.
But that's his dash, and he can't get any further, unfortunately.
Oh, balls.
He says, unfortunately. It is your turn now.
I know. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, bother.
That's the sweary end.
I know. Who thought we'd be the well-behaved end?
You just hear from his shoulder, Odie, keep him engaged! I've got him!
Okay,
Got the bugger!
Alright,
He's
and
in the
then
lizard like snarling, looking up, trying to keep track of both of you at the
Fine.
same time. He's learnt his lesson, he's trying to keep an eye on Vincent.
I will drop my longbow and pull out my 2 short swords.
Yeah,
And then I'll go to attack with my right. And then if I... Yeah,
go for it.
yeah, we'll see.
So, right hand attack.
Oh, that's a 9.
So, this time, again, the shield comes up and sort of parries. He sort of goes to swing against you, and again, you start whirling the blades around as best you can. You keep them at bay, but you can't quite get a hit.
And then, so with Hunter's Prey, even if I make an attack, can I make a second attack? Or do I have to actually hit?
No, that's against the second target within 5 feet.
Oh, it's second
you have
target,
to have
my
two
bad.
next to each other, yeah.
Perfect, alright. I'm back. Oh, Vinny, I hope you got this!
Yep. You can make an offhand attack still with your second weapon.
Oh, can I?
Yep, with bonus action.
Yeah.
You have to use the left hand stats for it.
Fine, I'll do that then. Oh, that's a 19.
19 hits?
One-
yeah,
one-
the second
one
one there you
six.
do make purchase.
Oh, 2
2 points of damage.
Yeah.
Just
Every
a
little
little...
helps. Yeah.
What did I say there? Vincent did 15? I didn't.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so again, you catch him on his arm in another cut. It doesn't get as big an impact as you want, but you're still holding him at bay. You've given him something to think of. He's not winning the battle.
Damn straight.
Okay, going to blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit this guy.
Hit the bugger.
Yeah!
18.
Yeah, you get through his defense.
Okay, okay, that is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Yeah, this time, after being cracked, you just instinctually, with your other, and manage to puncture straight through his neck. You see him sort of slide out and sort of go down,
Nice.
slumped onto the
Well, I'm
floor.
just going to take my Hunter's Mouth away so that goes now.
Yeah,
Does
it's
it-
still
No, because I've used my bonus action.
bonus action. You did get hit earlier. I forgot.
It's
you
not.
haven't
It's
used
not
it.
concentration.
It is concentration. It's got a C on the right. Do you see?
Oh balls. Okay.
So make a Constitution saving throw. Sorry, I forgot.
It's fine. I was
You can't reapply it to someone else.
8, so it would have gone
So
anyway.
you lose concentration.
Would've
on the
gone
spell,
anyway, would've gone
unfortunately,
anyway.
as you get hit, but
That's fine.
you didn't use it. It's
Didn't
all
use
good.
it.
So blue, yeah. This time you get the killing blow. He
Yep.
goes down.
Then, because I attacked, I get 40 movement. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, hide behind the tree there.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh.
Athletics check
Yep.
just to make it over the river.
18
Nice.
Yes,
whatever.
easily. Yeah, you jump straight over. This time you've got the leaping dragonborn. Over he goes.
Okay,
And then that's it behind the tree.
done.
Did behind the tree. Fantastic. Going down to the one with the hair.
The one with the hair. I love the discussion.
Yeah, exactly. The one with the hair, turning around, seeing blue approaching him, is going to spin around and engage you,
Oh shit. Okay.
and again running with his shield, snarling. He
Drunkenly.
doesn't really seem to be bothered by the fact that his allies have fallen. He just comes charging in with his shield. Barely with a natural one there, he just crashes straight into the tree you're hidden behind. And, spins around and goes with the club to attack you. That is an 18 to hit, so that one does, I think, connect. Again, only for 3 points of damage, so it's not too bad. You managed to get out the majority of the blow. Theren.
Okay, I would like to move here, and if I move here, am I on the bank?
Yes.
And can I jump to this one?
10, 20.
That should be 30.
Are you in the water then, perhaps?
With an athletics check, let's see if you can make it. With an athletics check.
That is a 17.
17.
Holy
Running
shit.
jump, if you go directly as the crow flies, I'll let you do that. Yeah.
Great.
So you can make it over, you engage,
And I stab him.
stab it.
Stab it.
That's a 12.
A 12 to hit. Now he sees you coming and just this time parries with the club. You manage the sword, just slices into it and thunk into the wood. There's a moment where you think, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to pull it out, but you manage just about as the club comes at you and you manage to get yourself out of the way. Okay, so is that everything you want to do?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Vincent, seeing Odie engaged, is going to be like, quick, you know the drill, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.
And as you say 2, thump, fires under your guard.
Oh,
and the arrow
okay,
comes
so don't
under your weapon and goes to hit towards the torso of the creature with a natural 20.
Yes!
This thing is not going to... Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
How much does he do?
See the new
31 points of damage.
Oh
this
my
thing goes
God.
straight through his eye. That was with 3d6, a 6, 5 and a 3 doubled.
Whoa! Shit!
You owe him a gold.
Rogues. Yeah, exactly. So, again, the sneak attack just finds its purchase and he just falls over and he's dead before he hits the floor.
I just turn around and go, marvellous!
Yes!
Marvellous!
The game is on! There's one more!
I scream, I'm like,
Focus! Such a bore as he pulls another one. But he will start making his way towards you. He'll come 30 feet towards the next tree. Exactly. I'll use that as cover. Great.
Magic.
So we go down now to. He's dead. He doesn't get a go. Odie.
It is me. Okay. I'd like to. No, I'll stay there. I'll like wheel around, pick up my longbow, which I kindly dropped, and then I'll shoot at this guy.
Yeah, okay, the swords now get discarded on the floor.
Yep.
You can pick up the bow. That's fine. I'll let you do that.
Thank you. Oh no, that's an 11 again.
stop
11.
rolling force!
You guys.
Yeah, Harry, this time you go to really rush the shot and you bank it and it sails off to the right of them.
Sorry.
Through the thing.
Sorry. And then I'll use my movement to get closer to this. I'll get to this tree.
Okay, perfect.
Done. I'll turn around.
Blue.
Turn around. Hit him with my sword.
Do it.
There we go.
18.
18 hits.
And then 12. 12 points of damage.
my
12 points of
God.
damage. You, this time, now he's engaged. You see him sort of go for the trademark sort of shield bash towards Theren. You catch him under the guard and get his arm, a nice gouge down his shield arm. Again, you see the muscles rip, you see this wound open up, and again, his shield almost immediately drops. Holds it, he manages to hold it up still, but you can see he's injured. It's a decent blow.
That's me done.
Perfect. Okay. So he, having been hit, is just going to recklessly go towards Blue. Well, not recklessly, but
Okay.
just go all out attacking Blue. So
We
the
all
club,
panic then.
the club goes towards Blue. 20 to hit.
That, yeah.
8 points of damage. And then this time you see him gear up and bite, these fangs sailing towards your neck, but only a 9 this time. The first impact was so big that you find yourself stunned and staggering backwards just out of it, and the clap of the jaws in front of you making that horrible noise. Its eyes, black and green, just like lidlessly staring at you.
Kill it.
So
Someone
going
kill it,
down
please.
to Theren.
Theren, come on.
Kill it.
Do it.
Alright, I'm going to attack it.
Yeah, come on.
I'll be fine.
11.
But unfortunately not, no.
11.
Again, you go to hit, and this time you do hit, but it just sinks into the armour in the heaviest buckled bit. You pull it out, and you get maybe a slight scratch, but nothing that you wanted. You pull your shield up again as he sort of flicks to the side, just catches your guard, keeps you occupied. Vincent is going to take a shot.
Killing blow.
He's going to try. He's going to come up to bite Odie, so he gets within range, and so that the guy doesn't have any cover on the tree. But no, he doesn't hit. Unfortunately, the arrow funks into the side of the trunk by where this guy is. Damn
I think
it!
we're just...
I'd say, chaps, if you keep him occupied, we'll get him eventually.
I'm suddenly getting more and more nervous the amount of arrows that are flying over here.
Yeah, just in the middle of combat, boom, boom, into the tree. Okay, going all the way around to Odie.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna again. Longbow attack on
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Come on. That is
That's what
a
we're talking
24.
about.
24. Roll for
Please.
damage.
Okay, 20. So it's just a 1d8. That's a 6 plus 3, so 9.
9. You get the arrow, it hits him right under the arm, in the armpit, sinking probably 7-8 inches in. You see him stagger back, the shield drop from his arm. His eyes go for a second, but he comes back and is swinging just with a bloodlust.
Bugger! I thought I had that. Oh,
I know, quite a shot
so
though.
sorry.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm going to see if I can get that same area.
Yeah,
Sort of-
totally.
Lining up the next shot. Blue.
Oh, I'm gonna hit it. Oh.
What's wrong with you?
And again, this time he's swinging so wildly that you just can't get near him. Coming round, he is unfortunately going to just keep attacking, and he was attacking you.
He was.
I'm very sorry because
No,
you've got a
it's
big
okay.
hit on him. He can't get to the ranged people.
Funny
So
that.
the club, 22 to hit,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
6 points of damage.
I'm down.
What?
You're down, unfortunately. He sees you go down. No, he's too clever. He wants to take Theren out. So if you knock him out, not blue, you
shit.
fall to the floor. His club just cracks you against the side of the head. And stars and white just hits, and you just slump straight to the ground.
At that time.
And the next hit, he's going to go for his teeth towards you, Theren.
Fine.
That is a 16 to hit.
Nope.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't get you. And it is your go.
I'm gonna kill him.
Do it.
Yeah. There we go.
22.
22.
Come on.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, so I've just seen blue fall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to kind of glance over and just go, ah, and just stab my sword straight through his face.
He doesn't even try to stop you. He's just swinging wildly. Just the next club coming in and straight through his maw. You can see it burst 7, 8, 9, 10 teeth as it goes through his jaw, out the back, and pulls out to the side, slicing through Joker style. And he just slumps to the ground, dead. I'm out of initiative.
Okay,
Oh,
immediate.
no, we are still in initiative
no.
technically, so we'll see how this plays out. So,
We're all there going, wait.
Vincent, just sort of looking there, going, I do say, our lizard folk seems to be on the floor.
I think
Do you want to go
we're
help him?
I suppose.
Don't really have anything on me.
Technically, they're called Dragon Ball.
Oh, I see.
Okay, but
That's quite so.
let me just go.
That's quite so, yeah. Is this now your go?
Yeah, I rush across.
While they're having this discussion, can I drop sword and shield and put my hands on blue and use
We
them?
are still technically in
Sorry.
initiative, so Odie,
I'll rush
it's Odie's
across.
go first.
I'll rush across, and if I can reach there, I want to cast Cure
Yeah,
Wounds.
not quite, unfortunately.
No.
Now you can get 10, 20, 30.
I'll go to rush across.
You go to rush across.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
athletics check to make the jump.
That's a natural 20.
That's 20, you get there. And actually, with a natural 20, I'll give you a little bit more distance.
Thank
and
you.
do get to the side of him.
Yeah, so I'll do Cure Wounds.
Okay.
So cool.
So, yes.
So you see Odie just sort of sprinting over, and as she sort of jumps, there's a sort of almost like wind
11.
that picks up round her. You can see the breeze just starting to flow in a sort of mysterious, as she lands, the leaves sort of swirling a little tornado. She puts her hands on blue, and this sort of pulse of energy, this sort of green crackling energy, is all the life, not only on blue, but all the plant life, the grasses,
yeah.
the leaves, everything just sort of bursts into life. You can see the sort of autumnal leaves sort of falling, all turn green immediately. The grass grows all around him, and yeah, you heal 11 points.
Yeah.
As on the floor, just you come back. This warm energy sort of flowing from where Odie has her hands, just on your neck, where the big impact hit. You feel really sore, but you can already feel your jaw stitching itself back together and sort of click as it fixes the break. And you are there.
Oh, you're okay. Oh, you fought very, very bravely. I was very impressed from all the way
We are now
back
at initiative.
Thank you, OT.
I want to sort of like pick blue up so he's on his feet.
Thank you.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sure you're fine?
She can do Philip.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm
Are
good.
you okay?
Yes,
How's your
I'm
jaw?
good. Yeah,
Vinny, we should.
That was fun.
Regroup.
Did we?
Yes, quite right. He's sort of copying it. Oh goodness, it's very wet around here.
I know. I'm
Ah,
sorry.
he
It's
sort
all
of
positive, Richard.
gingerly steps over by you and sort of starts, oh, these arrows are well and truly buggered.
I think, we'll just have to leave them.
fetching, yeah.
Yes.
Actually, that's a good point. And you
I
keep
can't
an
remember.
eye on your
Yeah,
arrows.
I
So
can't
you
remember how
probably
many
would have fired, let's say 4
Oh, that's very kind of
arrows.
me.
I think he did as well. So
Okay, that's fine.
Seeing that Blue is up and fine, I would like to give him a hug.
Oh. I'm a bit scaly. Okay.
there's a moment where this sort of hug almost becomes like a sort of strength competition between you. Blue squeezes back.
Can I just see?
Go on, have a strength.
No, it's okay.
No, go on. I want to see this. So 16.
No.
Oh no, you're doing it again? 1.
Blue, you go to squeeze him harder, and Theren, there's a moment where your instinct takes you back to the Order and to the Citadel. And these just everything is sort of almost a competition between what was your grade? I'm sorry. Novitiates. Just a constant sort of like battle between you, and you immediately flex back and grab him harder. And there's a moment where he just gets one of your injuries, and you're like, oh!
The whole of your back cracks. That feels amazing.
Sorry. I was.
My back.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
never
sorry.
felt better.
Oh,
my god. Oh, this is so good.
are you all right?
I think I've gained an inch.
You are. You do seem to be standing a little taller.
Oh yeah, that was good. You usually have to pay for that kind of treatment.
Oh well, I'm happy to have helped.
Can we have a set of sessions going forward?
I don't push it. I'm just.
At this point, both of you, big tough slaps on either on your shoulders as Vincent sort of hovers between the two of you going, I do say gentlemen, what swordsman you are!
Fantastic.
Marvellous! Oh,
Marvellous.
blimey, I thought I'd seen it all when you, good sir, you waved and took that slash, and it was almost like a flourish. My goodness, where did you get trained? That was almost like a dueling
It's
move.
beautiful, yes.
Beautiful, wasn't it?
I'm still covered in mud, so I'm just gently patting it off. Oh yes, it's terribly
yes.
amazing, yes.
Oh, look at you, Odie. Oh, for goodness sake.
It's fine.
Oh, what a tale this will tell. And you, good sir,
Yes.
such discipline with your shield. I don't say they hit you once, did they? Not that I saw.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
We
Yes.
didn't see
well,
it. We didn't see it.
No, clearly
Doesn't
not.
count,
Must
we
have
didn't
been
see
a
it,
scrape
yeah.
at best.
If I have a very important question for you two.
Of course.
Is this? Are you married? Is this what?
Married?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I ship it.
Oh, good sir.
I mean, we're married to the adventuring life.
Oh, that's
That
true.
is true, yes.
And you weren't. Do you have any affiliation to my order at all?
Your order?
Yes.
What was your order? Sorry.
The Order of the Blazing Sun. Have you?
I don't
spent
remember.
You
any-
can make me a history check.
Okay, I can't remember if we did this last session or not.
We did a little bit, but
18, 20 unnatural.
unnatural 20. Okay. You do know that the Order, yes, whilst they only have a small presence on Gibrit itself, a small sort of overseas garrison, as it calls it, the Order are very suspiciously, if not seen as a dangerous entity by the Adventuring Guild. The Adventuring Guild prides itself on exploring far-flung places of the world. It seeks out treasures, secrets, monsters, and tales to tell and boast, and riches to bring back to its guild hall on Ybrit. And the Order are seen a little bit... The impression you get is sort of very zealoty. They have this idea that anything foreign and alien and dangerous and magical somehow belongs to them, and they have been known to show up at adventure approved locations. You've heard stories. Cuthbert, do you remember Cuthbert? Yes, he led a small detachment to one of the lost mines of an island just up north. Got there, the Order had taken it over and they flung them all out.
Excuse me, sorry, was in the middle.
This is what you know. Previous stories. So yes, you know the Order, and actually they are seen as quite a meddling, if not slightly dangerous.
Sort of like sticks in the mud, basically. Like sort of
Not just sticks in the mud. The Order have been known to quite violently protect assets that they think belong to them, even if at the start they maybe didn't belong to them.
Oh, I see.
Appropriation
So,
may be a word.
sort of like Assassin's Creed, whatever the order is called.
Essentially, the
Actually,
British
no.
and colonial.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh yes, I have heard. Yes.
Right, but have you had any affiliation with them? Not roughly 20 years ago?
Oh goodness me, no. No.
Thank you.
Why?
No,
That's a
nothing.
very specific question.
Nothing. I just wanted to make sure of
You
something.
look quite similar.
No, we do not.
With the ears.
Well, we'll talk about that later
Okay.
because we need to talk about maybe certain remarks you shouldn't make around half elves.
That's quite intolerant.
Yeah.
How is it?
I mean,
One, a
Sorry.
gentleman should know when to keep his mouth shut.
exactly.
Silence is often a virtue.
About men,
In which
yes.
case, I will keep silent and start decapitating. See you guys in a sec.
Make a medicine check for me
I'm gonna help him.
with advantage.
No,
I like how you
you
said
aim
that.
for the
Not much better. The 7.
Odie and Vincent watch as suddenly the two gentlemen turn and just start
Gentlemen.
hacking at this lizard corpse, essentially trying to remove the head. There's the hunter within you, just has that sort of like revulsion and a sort of, oh my goodness, what is this?
It was like blood flight. Little
Yeah.
specks of blood.
Oh, exactly. 3-4 impacts where the sword line isn't where the last one hit, so the neck just begins to become very explosive. The eventual cut is made maybe 2 inches below the first impact
Oh my
went in, so the
God.
stub isn't even cleanly cut. It's just a pore. The head does come off.
Am I covered in?
I think
Yes,
we're all covered in a
totally.
little bit.
Totally covered in blood. Your sword,
goodness.
the guard, all down your arm, down your face where it's speckled, everywhere.
Got one. I'll go for the next one.
Okay, marvellous, I guess. Can I go...
Should we
Wait.
do it or should we...
Wait, before everyone starts separating and cutting off more heads. Good job, by the way, it's okay, don't worry about it. Oh, God. Oh, that's it, you said my name right.
Bollocks.
Well done, Blue, well done. Okay, right, before everyone starts separating and cutting things off and, forgetting what people's names actually are again,
Damn it.
why don't we actually have a look at what they were looking at?
That's exactly where I was about to go to. Brilliant idea.
You guys have fun. I know what I'm doing.
Blue, maybe you should stay close just in case.
I'm sure...
I've got a taste for it now.
Oh, good God.
Oh, it's alright, I'll
makes
deal
his
with
way
it later.
over, and just one by one, you start your gruesome yet well-needed work.
You see
Some
me
head
in the
collection.
background as you guys are spreading this guy just wandering.
I am just picturing the foreground of this shot, 3 people standing around this thing going, what do you think it is? And then the background, just a dragonborn holding heads going, doo-doo-doo.
So, looking for whatever these creatures were looking for,
Yeah.
that'll be an investigation check
Fabulous.
for me, please. Theren, you can aid if you'd like.
14.
14.
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20, yeah, you find
Oh, no, 22, sorry.
22.
I forgot I have
You
proficiency.
actually find, and it's difficult to say because of the sort of the chaos of the combat, things have become a little bit.
Random heads just being
Well,
everywhere.
exactly, but just in the sense that people move around the battlefield, and often there's a little bit of a mess afterwards. You actually mistake it at first for another body, the lizard man, but then realise that this is a 5th lizard creature
Oh, shit.
that was not partaking in this battle, dead on the floor. Actually, why don't you both give me medicine checks as well? It's my goal in this to make as many random different skills pop up as I can.
I can't wait for the animal handling check.
15.
Yeah, totally.
That is medicine. I just had it. That's a unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 again. So between the two of you, very ably, sort of you move the lizard-born, or sort of the lizard folk sort of corpse, you roll it over onto its back, and you sort of start patting down its armour, investigating, and very quickly you find the source of its death, effectively. It looks like the body has been dead probably for half a day, maybe longer. By the way the blood has sort of clotted around quite a grievous injury. You can see where there's a small scrape mark down its torso, but a second claw mark is ripped up its neck and across its face, and has actually removed one of its eyes. You can see it's been completely removed from its skull. And actually with a 20, looking around it, you almost feel like that wasn't what killed it. After it died, the eye seems to have been scooped out by something with nails. You can see 4 or 5 sort of fingers at a guess from some of the claw marks, but something very sharp as this creature was dissected.
Well, I'd say it's a safe bet that that's what we're hunting.
Quite. Can I stop laughing?
Lou, we've got another head over here for you.
You're probably about second onto your third now. Being honest, the second one, now you're getting a bit tired, the battle wounds start to come in. The second one is no better than your first.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I got
Are
this.
you sure?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Can I loot them as I go as well?
You want to do what?
Can I loot them as well?
Just pick up
Just see if they
random
got
shit.
anything
You
interesting.
can, yes. Make an investigation
Like
check. for me.
lucky talismans or whatever.
Make an investigation check.
Oh!
Investigation. Unnatural one.
Oh my god, Sam.
Unnatural 1.
It's almost like they're all covered in blood.
But to the point that they're so covered in blood.
there's
and
blood
because
everywhere.
you're removing the head so soon after the death, it's spraying and it's hot and it's sticky and it's green and it's viscous, and you don't want to put your fingers anywhere near the pockets. You just can't bring yourself to search them at all. No, you don't find anything of use. Except from a couple of the weapons scattered around. There's probably 3 clubs, a short bow, some very crudely made arrows, but still functional. About 12 of them. You see 4 shields with spikes, and 1 particularly spiked and heavier than the others. Very rudimentary, but effective.
It's not going to give me any more AC, is it? It's still just the standard
No,
plus
but
10.
about 8
Head.
to 10 javelins as well between them, you find. But nothing else.
I wouldn't mind some of those javelins.
I'll bring as much as I can carry back with like the heads kind of
I see
lolling
the
on top
heads are
of
like,
us.
are like on your belt.
Oh yeah,
Like
I'm
a...
Geralt of Witcher.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take any of those, or...?
You guys carry on. Oh.
Actually, I was going to suggest, that was a bit tiring. Why doesn't everyone just sit down and rest for a minute, and we can pick up the trail of this beast?
That sounds capital, yes. I think we should do
Yeah,
it.
quite so.
And I could do a little
I can say that this one has been dead. Vincent sort of wanders over and sort of have a discussion with Ada. But quite, this one, you say it was dead before the battle.
Yes, I believe it was...
That's a shame. In hindsight, maybe we could have just taken this one's head.
You know what, that's...
But it wouldn't have made a
Good
story.
story.
Exactly.
James.
Yes, and like it or not, we're now definitely allied to the Tabaxi. Thank you, the pair of you, for that.
Oh, it's no problem at all.
We've made friends.
Yes.
You see, look, adventuring friends. We need some friends on this island. It seems like a very inhospitable
Oh,
place.
they can't tell when I'm being sarcastic, and it's really starting to get to me.
You were being sarcastic?
Never mind.
I quite like the Tabaxi. They're all like, even when they're grumpy, they're like cute.
Again, we need to talk about maybe seeing other people's insights and like thinking, read the room, it's called. We can talk all about that. We had a lesson at it at the guild.
Okay.
Yes, we were very, very good at it.
My dad
Right.
tried with this
All
stuff.
about subtle signals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
The things that you can't immediately see. Yes. In fact,
Oh.
I can tell, good sir, you're hungry.
Oh, he's good.
I told you I'm good.
Very good,
Yes,
very
quite the expert. Yes. Here, here. You
Do
can get
me.
What's your natural performance? What's your modifier?
Oh, +3.
+3. He sort of thinks about it and goes,
I'm scowling the whole
scours
time.
you up. You find this quite funny, don't you?
I'll be over here if anyone needs me.
You got him really good.
I go and
really.
I pop
No, I
myself
did,
down
I
on the
did.
nearest log and
I think
just sit.
It's the order. They're very, very serious about these things, but I think
Oh,
you
yes.
really got him, yes.
Yes.
So,
What do you think he's doing out here?
I've got to be honest. Actually, hang on. Do we have a common language at all that's not Elven?
Do
Sorry.
we have a common language?
Sorry. I've got Common, Elven, Sylvan, and Halfling.
No.
Okay.
Apart from Elven, no.
Alright. I'll talk about it later, don't
No,
worry.
no,
Okay,
quite,
I just want to go there.
Yes.
6 arrows for you. 6 arrows for you.
Well, I was about to
I'd
ask.
say, I'm afraid there's a short arrow,
Yes,
so I'll
I
take
literally-
those. But thank you very much.
I literally was about to ask you that. I was like, this is really boring.
I can only fit 4 in my quiver, but yeah, I'll take the 4 nicest ones. Yeah, you can see some damage on these ones, the fletching's a bit off. It's okay, but thank you very much. I'll take this.
Do you want 8 to 10 javelins? 8? Was it 8 javelins?
Yeah, just stock up to however many you were carrying before.
Okay, then I'm back on.
They're crude, but they're functional. You can see they've been carved. It looks like sticks have been chosen that are reasonably
Then I
dynamic.
look over all of them and I just replace my one missing javelin with the one that looks the most serviceable.
Yeah, easily. You think it's perfectly functional.
Great. So,
Dump the clubs and shields and set fire to them with prestidigitation.
Okay. Instant campfire. It takes you about a minute or so. Make a survival check actually to see how, even with magic, to see how ably you put this.
Survival 11.
11, you're doing an okay job actually. With the aid of magic, it takes you a couple of goes. You stop trying to light the club, you stop trying to light the shield, and you start lighting a couple of branches below it, and suddenly it starts to go, and yeah, you can easily do that. And did you say you want to take a short rest?
I guess a short rest
yes,
would be okay.
during it I would like to do something if that's okay.
Okay, yes you may.
I want to sort of hold the symbol around my neck and I want to try and communicate with Parith again,
Okay. During the short rest?
if
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, that's absolutely fine. So, we'll take a short rest. We'll do that just after the break. Let's have a quick break, get us some
Get that
minutes in action. I will remember that, and we'll do that when we come back.
Are we rolling for short rest now? Or?
Do it while on the break, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
you've got your Song of
Oh,
Rest,
yeah.
so you get an extra d6, don't you?
Oh,
If
yeah.
you roll one hit dice. You
Never.
roll one hit dice, so you can get a d6. Okay, so we'll come back to this in a little bit. So by this point, right, the bin was open.
Oh,
Cat, it was just a mess.
I wish.
You know, its tail was like in 2 pieces at that
And you
point.
thought, I'll chop off its head and leave it on the bed of that kid I don't like.
Well, exactly. I thought you wouldn't do it again.
I'm pretty sure we're recording.
Oh, hello. Sorry, just having a bit of a break there. Importantly, we've had a short rest, which is whittling back and avoiding the cat tragedy, which we'll not talk about. So we've had a short rest, so everybody rolling a hit dice, at least one hit dice, will have got an extra d6 they could use because of this fantastic, helpful party individual. His silence is golden.
That is your song of rest. Blue just doesn't say anything.
That's what you
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Just lets people be quiet.
There's a moment where Blue just, with the heads, the 4 heads, do you take the 5th head or just the 4 that you killed?
Oh yes.
You have them all, and you kind of sit down by this campfire. You put them kind of next to you, all staring up at you, and you just go quiet.
I like to imagine. I like to imagine Odie and Vinny going to talk at one point, and Theren just goes, "This is quiet time. This is where we're quiet."
Okay. Well, to be honest, Odie and Vinny would have probably gone off and started chatting, and I caught, a couple, 20, 30 feet
We'll
away.
leave you to it, don't
But
worry.
it's fine. So everybody's rolled their hit dice. Vinny didn't take any damage, so no hit dice for him. But mark off how many you've used. So you should have all started with
1,
3,
yeah.
and then used 1,
I used 2.
2,
I used 1.
1. Great. Perfect. And just checking you're keeping track of spell slots
Yes,
as well.
I've used 2 out of 3.
I haven't used any yet.
Used 2, none. I'm glad to see you haven't changed. In our last campaign, right, Fiona played
Artificer.
an artificer who's one of those sort of like partial casters, like an Eldritch Knight. So they have like no spell slots. But I could just guarantee if I made a 4-5 encounter adventuring day, you'd be out by maybe the 1st. Yeah, just I cast Sanctuary. I'm Sanctuary. Just do it again. Just stop it.
Making it rain.
I know.
Spell slots, that's right. And then I'm like, guys, I'm really tired.
So,
Use full my energy.
Theren, I would like you to make a religion check for me, please, as you attempt to go into a sort of meditative
6.
Whoa.
6. You try and get yourself into that zone, that sort of quiet, contemplative. What's the word I'm looking for?
Contemplative.
Contemplative. That will do.
Contemplative.
state where you can start just communicating with your inner self and finding that guiding light that has always been with you. And whilst it's there and you can feel it sort of in everything you do, there's no voice that you can hear, there's no direct communication. Sort of 15-20 minutes pass until you sort of frustratedly stop and can't do anything. And just absent-mindedly, you go back into your military routine. You start cleaning the armour, sharpening your blade with the sort of small sort of journeyman's whetstone, sort of, what would we call them, the sort of tanning leathers you get, the really thick ones you can start just sort of keeping things sharp with. You notice there's sort of bits of blood all over the new blades, you start wiping it off. And just as sort of you get to the end of that, there's a point where you wipe off a particularly stubborn piece of blood that is sort of dried on part of the top of the blade. And as you sort of take the last of it off, there's just a moment where your eyes think that this sort of very faint, viney leaf pattern that's carved all the way up this blade almost seems to sort of shift, and the leaves almost sort of grow round where the blood was pulled on the blade. But once it's sort of dried, there's nothing moving. It's almost like you're not sure if you saw it. You don't remember what the pattern looked like before, but certainly it's something that grabs your attention and brings you out of that, 15 minutes of meditation, 15 minutes of looking after your weapons and staying your kit, and that sort of military training that you get into you, and it just sort of cracks you out of it, and you're not so sure what you see.
Blue,
Yeah,
has this always looked like that?
I haven't paid a lot of attention, to be honest.
You have no clue.
I don't know. It looks like a sword.
I love the idea that you're messing with the heads, like you're putting them up in like totem pole style and you're changing them around like Jenga blocks.
This one's Darren, this one's Jess, this one's Daniel,
Like,
this one's
different.
Gary, and this one's Manford. I like Manford.
I'm just saying, I hope you've written all those names down, Sam. You have!
Manford's in love with Jess, but do I have a problem? I think I'm
perhaps,
a little traumatized.
but let's not address it right now.
Okay, so you're worried about your sword? What do
well,
you think's gone wrong?
I don't know.
It's a pretty neat sword. Do you want me to have a look at it?
Go for it. What do you make of it?
It's a sword. Can I
You can.
have a look at it?
Why don't you make me a history check?
I don't have the material components for that thing yet, but I will aim to have that.
Oh shit!
You love those history checks. Look at Blue and
It's like the idiot savant thing.
I read a lot of children's books
What is that in total?
when I was an adult.
What was the total?
What's the total of history? Oh, good question. That's 19.
19.
Oh, after all that!
Okay, yeah. Okay, what would you know? You don't recognise anything different about the blade. What are you looking for, Jess?
Because I know about the Forest King. Were there any swords and tales about, involved with the Forest King?
No, the only sort of symbolism that you know is about this sort of king and bears and these sort of creatures in it. And actually, when you look at the blade, the actual hilt and the sort of pommel that sort of grows round, there is a beautiful sort of carving of like a bear with its sort of claws outstretched round the hilt that sort of come out.
Swanky.
It's a beautiful thing with emeralds sort of in the hilt on each side. It is a beautiful sword. And you, with that sort of check, whilst you don't know any stories about it per se, it is enough to say that this is certainly a sword that is being carved in the image of the Bear King as you know the stories to be. Like, it certainly would make sense. You wouldn't be able to pick it out in a crowd, but now that you've got the link, you're like, no, that totally would be something that he would have. There's enough of a connection. The one thing you notice, however, is that the sword, it's really badly made. It's badly weighted. It's nothing like your sword. Like, it's just too heavy on one side, far too heavy to use. Like, you would struggle to use this in combat aptly. Like, it's just a badly made sword. It's almost like built like for somebody that's far stronger than you are, and you're pretty strong.
This weighting seems a bit weird, but I like the bespoke carvings. It's good, yes.
What are you talking about? The weighting is immaculate.
No, it's heavy. Look.
Yeah, and as he does that, where you would normally sort of be able to get the balancing point on the sword, it just almost goes to fall off. It's
I pick it up and try the same thing.
perfect, beautifully weighted.
That's weird.
This is not the time for you to not be answering.
Who's up there?
I'm trying to.
She lives in clouds.
I don't know where she lives. I'm trying to get Parith to tell us something about what we're hunting, but she's still not talking to me.
An old sailor once told me.
Don't talk to invisible people.
Yes. But also, if I could find a pearl, then any strange item, I would know what it is by just looking at it. The power of a pearl. So,
Let's find you a pearl.
if you find a pearl in this swamp, then...
I mean, we're more likely to find one of those probably near the beach, near a clam. But
anyway, something to
we
think
should
about
probably
because
focus
I'll
on the-
forget about it.
all right, I'll try and remember. Strange though. That's very unusual that you think it's unweighted. All right.
Was sort of attracted by the renewed conversation. Odie and Vinny walk over.
Hey, Opie. Hey, Valley.
Oh, hello, Blue. What's the plan then? What's the course of action here?
Well, we were rather hoping that you would continue tracking this beast that is.
You're pretty good at it.
I don't want to play
That's
one
quite
at all.
so to remind me, we're tracking this horrible monstrosity
Yes,
to find the necklace. Is that right?
that's
For
correct.
This fey creature. I mean, it sounds wonderful, but
Yes,
Good story.
well, it's yes, but
we are about good stories, Vinny.
yes, but I mean, we've already been in one scrape. Are we sure we want to get into another one? This creature is. It seems to have eviscerated this poor lizard chap.
Yeah, but we eviscerate lizard chaps.
Well, that's quite so. You know what? We surpassed ourselves today.
We did surpass
I was
ourselves,
quite
yes.
impressed. I mean, not we've clearly done something before, but
yes.
It was a slow start, but once we got into it.
oh yes, totally. The thing I learned: ranged combat in the tree is very tricky. Very tricky. It's all about stealth.
Sorry.
I learned clubs hurt.
Good. That's yes.
What did you learn?
That
Share with the class.
Oh, good God. That they were a lot stronger than they appeared.
Yes.
Yes, quite so. They did have a brutish strength.
I kind of just take Blue to the side and lower my voice and say, "Do me a favour and don't mention the whole Parith thing to them. I'm pretty sure everyone would think I'm mad."
Okay.
Thank you.
What the...
They're very rude, those chaps, aren't they?
the whole-
They keep going off and talking.
Talking to a god thing.
Okay, no, that's fine. Now, we might be seeming a bit rude in that we just wandered off and started talking to each other. So, that's a good joke about trees.
Oh, what? A joke?
I'm all about
We
jokes.
love jokes.
Yes.
What was the joke?
What are you going to tell us?
Do tell us.
We
Two
might-
trees walked into a forest,
Yes?
Yes.
and one tree said to the other, "Let's just find the damn beast."
It's good.
I'm not sure I get it.
I don't get that.
No.
It's a thinker.
It's a think. We'll think on it. We'll think
We'll
on
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, right. The beast.
Let's go.
Oh, are we taking these with us? And sort of points to the heads.
Oh, yeah.
Can we? Do they have to be on your belts, or can we stow them
I have to
somewhere?
say,
or
they do smell a little bit.
just a trifle.
Oh, do you have like a bag?
Well, yes, we all have bags.
I don't want to put
Come
it in my
on
bag.
in, and Vinny helps you sort of stow it.
Blah, blah, blah.
He sort of
It's like
wraps them
coconuts in a
up
bag.
in ferns, in sort of bits of cloth that he can find, but they are sticky, disgusting things. And sort of he gains up after a little bit and just goes, "Well, can we come back for them if we mark where they are, or is it possible to come back? Or can we go deliver these to the tabaxi? Would that not be an easier course of action?"
We're kind of running against time here, guys.
Yes,
Quite. Okay. Well, you seem to have it under control, and sort of pats your shoulder and leave it to it, and sort
Actually,
of wanders off.
He does have a... it's hard. I mean, there's Aubrey, but then we need to get people on our side so we can get supplies.
We'll
Sorry. Who's ordinary?
Aubrey.
Audrey.
Aubrey.
Aubrey. Okay.
You remind me of her straight.
Really? She reminds me of you. She's terrible with names.
Oh, okay. She's like this really cool angry lady who was cool and fighty and was on our side and friendly. You would love her.
She was part of House Amblecrown, I believe.
Do I know anything about Amble Crowns?
You can make me a history check.
That is a 14.
Not a clue.
No. Oh, sounds a bit of a commoner. I think she doesn't sound. No, she wouldn't be at the.
You're
That was
Clearly not.
Aubrey.
No,
Common as muck.
Vincent. No, Vincent was okay.
No, okay. No, that's fair. Well, fair enough.
Well, Odie, should we attempt to pick up the track again?
I guess.
Let's go kill a creepy monster.
Yeah, so I'd like to investigate the area around here, and so we know that the body was killed about half a day, or it's been dead for half a day.
Yeah.
I want to check how. Yeah, so if there's any tracks, if they're leading away. Yeah, I want to see how fresh their tracks are.
Okay,
You know,
that
that's
sounds like a survival check.
Yeah.
And before you roll, can I just go, and I'm like humming under my breath, just going, her name is Odie, and she owns a bodie, she leaves no trace, shoot you in the face.
That's marvellous.
Sounds inspirational to me.
It
Great.
does sound like something.
And Vincent will help you
Help me as well.
in the usual double act. So with advantage.
Okay, so the first one is a 17 and a 9, so I'll take that 17. I'll hold on to the.
Only last 10 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine for now. So yeah, that is so 17 survival, 21.
21. Okay, with the sort of soft, swampy surfaces around the area, and the fact that there's a sort of stream of blood that sort of comes away from the impact site, you very quickly pick up on the track. The track, again, it's actually, now you look out for it, it's about half a day. The way that the groundwater has started welling up in the boots prints, or the claw prints of where this sort of creature has come past, about half a day has passed, you would reckon.
Okay.
It seems to be heading further west, away from the centre of the island, into sort of towards the outer bowl.
Sorry, so just
You
focusing
imagine
on
a
the
big old circle.
big old circle. So north.
You picked up the track in the middle, and then you've been going sort of west, and it's sort of getting closer and closer
into
to the edge.
the trees.
Yeah, the good drawing.
The trees are on the other side of the island, so the tapaxi's are the sort of
Well, east.
southeast,
Okay.
and you
I
are
opened
going
down as southwest.
Yeah, it's the southwest.
for the trees.
Yeah.
Arseholes.
How dare you, man?
It's whatever the opposite way is. So you're going away from the trees. It's
Alright,
towards
so we're
the
going-
swamp,
We're going towards the swamp.
So,
Okay.
so then
So
we're going.
this
You're
is
going
the other way
east.
around.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Really,
no.
I should make a map.
It's fine. We've got that.
We've
okay.
got maps.
Sorry. So we're going
Hey,
east.
Sam.
It's going to
Do you reckon you'd be able to draw me a very quick graphic on a map that I could put?
put it up there.
Yep.
Yeah! Splendid. So, you're heading away from the trees and towards the swamp area.
Okay.
Look, chaps. I wonder. Looking at, and I point now to the desecrated. There's the body of the lizard person. I say, is it not wise that if we track this thing, that we don't track it to its lair per se, but track it to a certain way and then create a trap for it? Because I feel, even though we're all very capable adventurers, that if we take it by surprise, we might have a chance. Because it took out this creature pretty nastily.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah, it sounds smart.
But here's the thing. So obviously here we're with trees with protection. If we go further into the swamp, it's less likely to be any of that protection, anything to hide.
I understand your point, but we don't really have a lot of time to wait around.
It was just a thought. I just wondered if yes.
What is it,
Mr.
Glenn?
I once read a story called Lara Croft, Shadow of Something,
Oh, I believe she was at the guild that one time. Yes.
where she like covered herself in mud and like was super sneaky, and even though she was like a booky historian, she was killing everyone. So we could like cover ourselves in mud.
She was a historian and managed to kill everyone.
Yeah,
That
it
sounds
was really
terribly inaccurate.
Yeah, it just went really quickly from her being normal to killy.
But here's the thought. Not so much to disguise ourselves, because I'm sure it could
Too
be...
late.
Oh dear.
Just covering himself in mud.
But in a way, if it
Goes
can...
all the blood, to be fair.
You look much more presentable. But maybe if it can track smell, it might disguise the smell. I mean, again, we don't know what kind of beast this is, or what kind of monster, but if it can attack us by smell rather than And is there a... Sorry, Brian, I know you're reading just now.
No.
Is there a wind? So again, this is me being sort of tracker hunter mode. If the wind is coming towards us, or is it going away from us? So that's if we're going towards...
At the moment, any breeze is fairly swirly.
Okay.
You haven't got there's no distinct direction. It's kind of going around the trees and in the bowl, and you reckon that the mountains round the bowl make
Right.
sort of just a wind direction less important.
Right,
within
cool.
it. If the wind were to pick up a bit, like in the storm the other night, definitely.
Okay.
That was a horrible place to be in the cage. You still haven't quite forgiven the Tabaxi for
Absolutely
leaving you out there in the
dreadful,
storm.
Yes.
But
I was absolutely soaked. Anyway, sorry. But maybe partial mud just to get rid of the smell. I feel like too much mud might. For you guys may encumber your movements. I'm pretty nimble at these things, so I'll be fine.
So just like armpits and behind the neck.
I grumble and start applying mud.
It's just a suggestion. Okay. Well.
okay, yeah. Well, as a group, you're sort of helping each other. Why don't we make a stealth check, but with intelligence rather than dexterity? So if you've got proficiency in stealth, you can add your stealth.
Right.
And between us, if 3 of the group pass a certain DC, we'll do it. So
God.
if you've got proficiency, add it, and otherwise add your intelligence modifier.
Oh, okay. So wait. So if I'll roll.
Vinny starts to do it, kind of goes to put it on himself, and just no. That sounds dreadful. No, I wouldn't. Oh, I'm barely clean as it is.
Yeah.
Pretty sure with that score, Theren just goes, can't believe that. Anything I do will restrict movement. This is...
Yeah, you give up as well.
So plus because I'm proficient in it,
Yeah.
plus 5, so 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
I accidentally pick up twigs amongst the mud and create some kind of massive ornamental druidic outfit that is visible from space.
okay. So Odie sort of does a half passable job, but you feel like as a group it probably hasn't helped, unfortunately.
It's all part of the spirit of adventure. It's
I'm
fine.
invisible.
Wow.
You look a state, Odie.
It's fine. A good story.
Yes, quite.
Inside, instantly regretting every decision I made.
You can have the story.
I'll
Let's
take
just
the story.
save that. No, it looks dreadful. Frightful. Let's go. Right, should we lead on? I would hazard a guess that even if we were going to land in an ambush to this creature, we'd have to get a bit closer than half a day's travel. Maybe we should attempt to get a bit closer.
Yes, I think that's good.
Is this day 3 for us?
No, isn't it? Because we went to the Feywild where time did not pass as normal. So...
I think you're on 1 day and a half, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
1 and a half.
I think yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know, DM, just before I just...
Well, at this point, I'm tempted to say, you tell me. But
I thought you were making
no,
notes.
so if arriving on the bowl was day 1, this is the morning of day 2.
Yeah.
You are.
Might
The Athena
definitely.
will be ready to leave in the afternoon of day 3,
3.
and it will leave at sunset on day 4.
Great.
Oh, okay. Plenty of time.
Well,
Okay.
He refers to the calendar. Though. Keep that today.
Nice. That's clever. Okay.
okay.
Right. So you got the track?
Yes, I've got.
You're
I'll,
thinking of a trap.
Yes.
Now, we're all invisible now. But how were you thinking? Were you thinking
Who's
like...
talking?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because we're going to get ahead of it or leave
God,
something...
we're all going to die.
We could bring one of the corpses and like string it up and it becomes... Oh no,
I feel-
it's
I
not really
feel-
eating them,
I
is he?
feel a live bait might be better to bring it out. It seems.
Why are you all looking at me?
I mean. And I point to. I mean, you're dressed as a very particularly scary beast.
I'm pretty tasty looking.
May I say, chaps? Should we move on?
We'll move
I
Keep going.
agree. Can we discuss this
I'm just
when it
looking at the
becomes
time.
relevant?
It looks like it's sort of a couple of hours past noon right now.
Let's go.
Right,
Yeah.
we are running out of time then. Let's get moving.
Yep.
Yes, splendid. Off we go.
Onwards.
Right, so what was your survival check again? Remind me.
Wasn't it 23 or something?
23, yeah, this is a good old check. So,
Yes.
Wasn't it?
I can't remember.
you start to follow this track. Now, remind me, you get bonuses
Okay.
when it comes to following tracks. Remember what they are.
Okay, difficult terrain does not slow down the group. We can't get lost. I remain alert when tracking, navigating, and foraging. When tracking, you learn exact numbers, size, how long ago they passed through the area. Primeval awareness. There's so much reading. That's kind of it.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
So you know there's one creature, you know that it passed through the air about half a day ago.
Yeah.
That's fine. Perfect. So, you start making your way further and further east, following this track. For an hour or two, you make your way all through this swamp. As you get closer and closer, it just becomes really thick and horrible. The ground is more liquid than solid in most places. The terrain is very difficult, but with a sequence of fantastic sort of wayfinding and guided by sort of Odie's directions and finding sort of ways, using the trees. She goes first and everybody sort of copies her. You actually make very good progress, hopping from one bank to another. Very quickly you get the sense that, if you didn't realise it before, Odie's ability to traverse sort of rough terrain is unprecedented. It's actually very skillful. And the party does not slow down by the swamp. You make your way at good speed. You follow the track, about an hour passes, and let's remove a survival check. So with advantage.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you've lost your inspiration dice now.
I gave that back. It's 17 and 13. 17 survival is...
I don't think you get it back, do you?
21. No, it wasn't spent it, yeah. So 21.
21 again. Perfect. Well, you just keep following this track. There's a point where you think you've lost it, but you find again these claw prints.
It's okay, don't worry.
Sort of underneath.
Don't panic!
I always worry more when someone says don't panic.
As the swamp gets thicker and thicker, the forest begins to clear, and actually the trees become more sparse. Whereas the trees were sort of every sort of 30 feet or so, now they're sort of every 50, 60 feet. You can now see much further ahead of you, and you can see in the far distance the banks of the mountains of the Beggar's Bowl rising up to the east of the sky. You follow this track through the swamp and make yourselves closer and closer, and eventually, after another hour, let's do one last level check.
Advantage. 15 and 6 and 15, 19.
19. Perfect. You keep on following this and you make your way. And as you're getting there, you feel like you're slowly catching up on this creature. Maybe sort of 5 hours past, 4 hours past. Just little signs, just the different amounts of groundwater in the imprint, the different dryness of the hole around where the mud has been imprinted. You make your way, and then eventually the turf below your feet becomes more and more solid as again you start rising onto the banks of the hill that then becomes the mountains above. And a familiar sort of cliffy, very full, jagged, imagine sort of like a sort of Skyrim-esque mountain range where there are bits you can walk up, bits that you could try and jump up, and bits that are too steep. It's just crags of boulders and juts of rock that sort of come out. But you can start to make your way up, and you follow the tracks sort of going up further and further into the sides of this hill. As the tracks becomes less walking and more scrambling, you can see claw marks where another set of maybe hands or another set of legs, you're not sure at this point, but as it starts climbing up the rock, but certainly with not much grace. With 19, you can tell that it's not built for climbing. It's very much climbing the way that the 4 of you do, is you sort of walk and sort of use your hands to sort of pull yourself up rocks from time to time as you sort of scramble up. And eventually, you make your way to the edge of this sort of cliff face as you sort of come round onto the cliff, and you can see the track seems to go up this sort of scrambly rocky path. You can see where rocks have been sort of pushed recently, fresh turf that's dry from where all the rest of the dirt is still slightly damp from the storm the night before, making its way up a sort of pebbly, rocky path onto the side of this sort of cliff face, and you can see what appears to be the entrance of a sort of cave, maybe about 150 feet above, and this track just seems to follow all the way up.
Do you think that's it?
I don't see anywhere else it could have gone. So question, because it says obviously how many in numbers, what size do I reckon it is?
You reckon you probably guessed at about 6 foot.
So the same height, well, a bit
Yeah.
taller than me, okay.
You don't think it's got too much weight to it. It's actually quite light-footed. It's just very
Okay.
sharp feet. Feet are
Sharp
very
claws
sharp.
and stuff. Okay.
Alright, if it's in there, then your trap idea is still the best. Now we need to find some way of luring it out.
What time of day is it just now? I wish it was...
It's probably about 4 o'clock right now.
It might be sleeping if it's something that activates at night. It's active at night. Sorry.
I'm very good at waking things up. Bring up the hurdy-gurdy.
My God, is that a hurdy-gurdy?
It is a hurdy-gurdy.
Goodness! I haven't seen one of those in years.
If it is asleep, maybe we shouldn't be yelling goodness at the top of our voices.
Okay,
Quite. Yeah.
Stage whispers.
Sage Westers, yes.
Okay.
Stage hurdy-gurdy
I mean-
playing.
Wait,
Oh
now,
wait, but that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad shout.
Well, tell me. So what are you saying? You make some noise and lure it out.
Hmm.
Well, me and Odie, apart from when you fell into the swamp, goodness me, you looked like a real fool.
I will never hear the end
The
of it.
two of us are fairly stealthy.
Did look stupid.
On an average day, I could probably, he sort of looks up at the cliff, I could probably make, I reckon I could climb up there with a certain amount of secrecy.
And I'm better at ranged. Obviously, I'm much better at longbow than my swords.
Yes, quite. I just looking at it. Do any of you have climbing gear?
I have some rope you can
Nope.
use.
I mean, I've got rope, silly.
Oh, of course you do.
Yes,
of course
in
you
my
do.
Dungeoneers pack there. Just
I mean, if you imagine the sort of entrance to the cave is sort of jutted in, rocks sort of rise round it, and there's sort of other rocks that sort of stem out the front of it. It's kind of coming into sort of like a crevasse that becomes a cave. And so he sort of looks at it. We could probably climb up to the ridge and get ourselves so we could fire down, perhaps? That would be a decent idea.
Alright, so if the two of you can do that,
yes.
I'll stay down here with Blue. I'm not leaving you alone.
But you can try and stay kind of hidden.
Is there anything around like a big rock that I can stand behind or something that may be able to conceal me?
You don't need a rock when I can create a rock.
Excuse me?
You heard of the theatre production Metal Gear Solid,
We didn't see... No. Let's just say no.
where there was a man who hid in a box? Well, I can magic up
Oh,
a rock.
I think the guild did do a presentation of that. Yes.
Yes, quite simple magic, but
It's
effective,
very
yes.
effective, yes.
So I can just create a fake rock around you, and you could be like right next to me. Although he's probably, whatever this creature is, probably quite familiar with its home. So maybe just a random rock appearing wouldn't be so much of a good idea.
All right,
I'm going to take back everything I've just said.
No, we'll do it far enough away from you that I can still make it to you in one charge.
Okay.
But...
Make it seem less obvious.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you guys think this is a good
I
idea?
feel.
I mean, I've got to kick off the hurdy-gurdy when I do it.
Yes, but here's the thing. Look, it had clearly very sharp hands and feet, and not to put you out a little bit, but you don't seem to be well armoured compared to your friend.
She's right. Maybe we should swap.
I was more going to say if you again, maybe can you use a shield?
No.
Okay.
Actually, can I use a shield?
That's a very good question. Can you?
No, I can't use a shield.
Even with your level 3?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I can't. I think level 3 I just get medium armor. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I will check.
I mean, I don't know if you have any spells that could help your friend. I mean, here's the thing. As you can tell, I am magically gifted, but I have one sort of slot left. I could either choose to do more.
You are.
Metagaming, I love it. Yes, magic slot.
What does she mean by slot?
I feel.
I have no idea.
Is this something sexy?
Here's the thing. I could either do more damage
Redact.
over several, let's say, rounds.
Right,
Or-
okay, I think I understand what you're saying.
I could have a little bit of healing. But again, for that to work, I need to be close.
I've got a lot of healing.
Blue,
Shall I keep back a bit?
I'm perfectly fine being the bait for this.
Okay.
If
You do look tasty.
you want to do it,
No.
All right then.
I could play the hurdy-gurdy in my fake rock whilst you're like all alluring and looking tasty.
I mean, but not even that. I feel like if you play the hurdy-gurdy, but then you're out of sight, then surely you would get, it would come out, and then at least you get a gauge on what it looks like and if it has any weak points.
I love how intrinsic the hurdy-gurdy is to this plan. It's great.
Alright, I need a plan, guys. What do you want to do?
Okay, sorry. So,
I think it's smarter if I just stand out here. Blue.
If you're sure.
I am.
Okay.
you can just yell, I suppose.
Okay. So the idea is for the two of you to sort of wait out the front, Theren drawing the attention,
Yeah.
whilst Odie and Vincent attempt to climb into a sort of point above,
Sniper position.
sniper position
Yeah.
above.
And I'm silent imaging myself into a rock to the side.
Perfect.
Not too obvious.
Sorry.
Okay, so I want to take one of the torches from my pack, light it, and I mean, Blue, I was just going to throw this thing.
Are you going to do that before the others get into position?
No, I'm waiting.
Okay.
I haven't lit the torch though.
Okay, so I want two things. With the climbing gear, the two of them start to climb up one side. Are you going with them, or are you going to a different location?
I think
I'm near,
Near Theren.
but I'm getting ready to silent image myself into a rock.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
Well, is it a spell or a cantrip?
Silent image, it is a spell, so it'll last an hour.
Okay.
But I'll need to play my instrument. So I'm going to wait until you're all ready.
Okay.
Perfect.
Maybe wait if the torch thing doesn't work. I don't know. It's up to you.
I see what you mean. A rock emanating
Hurdy-gurdy music might be a bit...
rock music.
We
Very
got
good.
there.
So whilst this is happening, make an athletics check to climb up,
Should I just
and a
hide behind a
stealth
rock?
check to see
that
how
exists?
stealthily you do it.
Maybe just
Really?
Okay.
Use this
Alright.
Yeah.
So Vincent gets an unnatural one.
Keep steady.
So let's see how you do.
Alright, so this is athletics first.
Athletics first.
Plus 0, by the way. Oh, but that's
That's
19.
Nice.
19. Okay, and then Vincent is going to make a survival. So he does manage to climb it, but very slowly, with a lot of sort of noise. So he's going to make a stealth check with disadvantage because of a terrible roll.
Come on.
Which somehow is a 13. Okay, fine.
Alright, and then stealth for me as well.
Oh, nice.
That's 18 plus 5, so 23.
23. So let me just write these down. So we've
Yes.
got stealth of 23 from you. And then a 13 from me. Okay, great. And then the two of you are just sort of walking up to the entrance of the cave. You've got a torch.
Not doing silent image. Decided against it.
Before you go and hide over there, I'm nervous.
Don't worry, man. Got Philip. Got those two weirdos. It's gonna be fine. You'll be fine. For Aubrey.
Alright, go on, get behind
You've got your weird sword. It'll all be good. Right, I'm gonna find a pre-existing real rock to just peer over. So probably not even hiding.
Just back a little bit.
Try and hide. I'll try and hide behind a rock that I can find. Are there any like medium-sized rocks I could just?
Okay, you can attempt
Squat.
to. Yeah, there are things. It's a stealth check.
Ooh.
It's alright.
15.
Hey!
As you approach, you're sort of approaching the cave. Blue is sort of hiding behind, maybe 20 feet behind. You've got Odie and Vincent about 40 feet above, sort of perched, sort of looking over the entrance to the cave. Then you get to about 30 feet of the cave. Give me a perception check.
Oh, God.
9.
You think you hear a voice from inside the cave. Calling, but to the echo of the cave, you can't quite hear the words.
Okay, I'm gonna still go with the torch, so take the torch off my pack, light it, throw it through the mouth of the cave.
Okay. The light sort of travels into the cave, about sort of 20 feet away. Inside the cave, it sort of extends back further than the torchlight will show you. So you can get probably about 40, 50 feet behind the wall of where the cave sort of comes in. So you can see a bit of light by the torch. And you see, again, sort of if you imagine this cave is sort of maybe about 20 feet wide and sort of disappears back into the edge, round the corner of where the cave wall just sort of juts backwards, so like a ravine into the side of the mountain, you see two hands on the side of this sort of facing rock and a head sort of looking out. And what you appear to see as a human woman, about 25 years old, with long black but very wet hair, sort of looking out at you, staring sort of at the torchlight and then at you, and sort of calls. And now that you see him come a little bit closer, you can hear him. Hello?
Hello, you alright?
No.
What's wrong?
I'm hiding.
From what?
There's something chasing me.
What's chasing you? Come tell me, I can help you.
I don't know. Can you come help me?
I can't, I've injured my leg.
Make a deception check.
I'm readying my bow. Directly.
Deception. 17.
17.
Woof.
She sort of looks at you and goes, oh dear. Tell me, could you look after me?
Of course I can. Who are you? How long have you been here?
Oh, I've been here 3 days now.
What?
Yes.
No, I can't hear you. You're going to have to come closer.
Oh. Promise you won't attack me.
I won't attack you. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm coming out.
I kind of step a little further back from the cave.
And she's sort of like, again, and you see a woman, probably about 5.5 feet tall. She's probably, again, in her sort of early 20s. Fairly sort of average looking. You can see the clothing around her, sort of the rags she's wearing, clearly sort of worn by weather and time. She seems soaking wet and cold. You can see she's shivering as she sort of comes out of the cave, sort of maybe to sort of about 10, 20 feet outside of the cave and just sort of looking to you, and sort of is looking at you and going, but is your leg okay?
It'll be alright. I want to take out the sword that the bear king gave me, and keep my eyes on her.
Yeah.
But kind of looking around going, where is this thing that's following you? But I want to watch her reaction to the blade.
Okay. You draw the blade. Give me an insight check.
As I'm also...
Yeah,
That
no, that's fine.
is a insight 17.
Oh.
17. What were you doing, Blue?
Nothing. I was going to have a look too, but no.
You can make me an insight check if you want.
Just quick. No.
No.
I'm literally just trained on her right now. I'm not going to shoot or anything unless I get a signal from Theren.
Okay, fine. So, with the 17, you do. When the blade is drawn, there's an instant, darting reaction, not only to the blade, but her eyes disappear very quickly up to the top of the cliff where you know Vincent and Odie to be waiting. She flicks it back and just sort of goes, it's in the cave, I think.
You're lying to me.
And with that, she disappears.
Oh, fuck!
Roll initiative.
Oh, no!
Am I allowed to do something as soon as she vanishes?
Well,
or is
let's
that
roll
initiative?
initiative and see, because this is instantaneous.
Okay.
This is definitely what
That's
initiative
13.
is built for.
Fuck. 13.
So, let me just get this. Because this is one I didn't pre-roll because you guys have gone a slightly different way to what I thought.
Did we plan?
I've got so much planned that this is not it. This is fantastic. So, Blue.
12.
12 for Blue. Theren.
13.
13. Okay.
16.
16. Okay. For and then Vincent. Okay, that's 11. Slowest of all. Okay.
Bloody rogues.
Odie, you're probably the first to sort of react to everything. You see this woman just sort of melt into the air, just almost like her form just sort of disappears, completely invisible.
I think that smart can't work. Okay.
Hang on.
Sorry, yep.
Oh, this book keeps closing. Hang on. Okay.
It's just close
You
to me.
hear
Yep.
footsteps from sort of roundabout in the ravine. Nobody's moving, but you hear footsteps sort of moving down there, but you can't quite tell where they're coming from. You all hear footsteps.
Okay. Can I ask? Is this more? I think that you're going to say no, but I'll ask anyway. So Hunter's Mark says choose a creature you can see within range and mysteriously mark it. So I can't see her.
You cannot see her.
Can I make some sort of check to see if I can vaguely see where she is?
So you can make a
Footsteps
perception
somewhere,
check,
but
yeah,
Right,
to
and
see
then-
if you can
to
see
where
her. Yeah.
they were.
So
I'm guessing that's going to be at disadvantage, which is
no, it's a perception check.
perception.
If this creature was invisible, they would have a bonus to the stealth check, but it's still a perception check. But it is your action to make a perception check.
I'm going to
Because
do
your
that.
passive can't pick it up.
Exactly. So I'm going to perception check. That is an 11 plus 4. So plus 4 is 15.
14, no, 15, no, you can't. Unfortunately,
Okay.
you can't get the lock.
Fine. Okay. I'm just gonna be. I've ready my action because I've used it. But I'm just gonna keep scanning that area and be alert.
Okay,
I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stay where I am.
perfect. So the next person to react is Theren.
Okay,
You hear these footsteps.
but I can't tell where they're from.
Not with your passive perception, no. You can hear movement, but you don't know if they're coming closer, further away, left, right. Sort of echoing of the cave distorts it.
Okay, I want to do two things,
Okay.
if possible. First, I would like to look up at Odie and Vinny and yell at them to watch out. She looked up there. And I also want to really focus and try and use my action to sort of perceive if that's possible.
Perception check. Make a perception
Yeah.
check. for me.
Pinpoint where
Yep,
she's
that's
going.
fine.
Yeah,
Come on.
15.
No, you can't get a clock,
Fuck.
unfortunately.
Right. Oh. Fuck.
I'm just reading something very carefully, but no, you hear footsteps, but you can't get a clock on it. No.
Right.
So you made the shout, okay, you're stood down there.
Yeah.
Perfect. The next person is Blue.
Yep, perception check to see where she is.
Yeah, that's an action, or you can do it with bonus action with a disadvantage.
Let's bonus action it.
God.
What could possibly no?
Ugh.
No, unfortunately, you don't get a lock.
Nope. So that's my bonus action. I'm going to hold my action. If she reappears near us, I'm going to take a swipe.
Okay, so she comes within melee range of you. You're still probably about 20 feet behind Theren at this point, sort of hidden behind the rock where you were.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can move out if you want.
I'll
but-
move out towards where Theren is.
Okay, stand by Theren. Fine, perfect.
Bye.
Okay, Vincent
Stand by.
Yep.
is also going to attempt to
Come on,
sort of
Vinny.
spot.
Come on, Vinny.
Come on, VIP.
And
MVP.
No, he sort of is looking around, and you can tell just from where you are already. He's sort of looking around, and sort of every now and then he kind of pulls his boat and loses the tension. He's not quite sure where she is. Okay.
She's just going to bugger off.
Either that or just take out one of us.
I can take out Vinny.
No, he's been really good.
Rogues are handy to have around.
Exactly.
So, sort of from about 20 feet to the side of you, so right on the edge of the cliff, sort of almost coming, yeah, so if you're stood and I'm the cliff and she was here, she's kind of come round the side of you, 20 feet, and you hear another voice, but this one is angry and spiteful and twisted, and the words are horrible. As almost in your head, you just hear a, "Put that thing down, idiot, before it hurts someone. You clearly don't know what you're doing." Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
for me,
no!
Oh, I'm bad at those.
Oh no!
Oh, it was about to be a 20,
That
but it's
wasn't-
actually a 7.
Fuck's sake! Oh.
Okay.
It was so
Oh,
close to being a
You
20.
take 5 psychic damage,
Ah.
and your next attack is at disadvantage,
Okay.
as you are viciously mocked.
That's how it's
But
done.
you hear the footsteps, but you just can't clock them. She sort of almost appears to be sort of stalking around the area.
20 feet to my left.
There's where you heard the words,
But
then
she's
the
now
footprints
moving.
keep moving, and you, as soon as you think you've got a clock, that sort of that migraine, almost headache in your head, just sort of appears and rattles you for a second, and when your vision comes back, you're disorientated enough to have lost where she was. Everybody else pinpoints where she is when the words are spoken, and again, lose her. So we'll give it another. Okay, yeah, right, fine. So back to Odie.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can see her at all. I use my action to see her. Yeah. No, that's a 9 plus 4, so 13.
13.
Yes,
No, unfortunately not.
It's fine.
You don't get anything.
Okay, how far up am I up the thing?
40 feet above the ground.
Okay, can I move like 10 feet closer to the ground, keep in mind?
You're kind of perched
I'm
kind
on
of
perch.
over the side. You'd have to climb down to get
Yeah,
any
forget
further.
that, forget
Also,
that.
your stealth. Think of the advantage.
And you shouted up to me, so she probably knows where I am.
I just shouted.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, I'll stay where I am.
You get the impression that her eyes flicked up there, and so you think that she knows something's up there.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll stay where I am, and then keep looking out for anything.
Perfect. Okay. So next we are at
I think it's blue, isn't it?
Theren.
Oh, there.
Same again. Perception. I'm going to use it as an action.
Go for it.
Come on. Much better.
17.
17. The footsteps are sort of hanging around. You think you have, but no, you've lost her. You can't. Invisible as this creature is, you just can't. And it's almost like you can hear the footsteps, but there's no visible disturbance in the ground. You can't see dust. You can't see pebbles. You can't see anything flying up. And you know roughly where the noise is coming from, sort of to the side and sort of creeping around the back of where you are, but just nothing more than that.
Okay, and then I want to sort of like keep turning to where I think she is, so my back isn't exposed. I know it's not going to do anything, but it's just what he would do as a character.
That's fine. No, it's a great thing to do. Anything else you want to do?
Not at the... Yes! No, it's an
No.
action, never mind.
Yes, no. Blue.
Okay, I am going to use bonus action to try and see where this thing is.
Come on.
No.
Oh, Jesus. That's
And
natural
I'm
one.
going to hold my action to cast Fairy Fire if I see her appear again.
Brilliant. Very good. Right, here we go. This is kind
Oh
of...
my god.
Vincent is going to have he's sort of looking down, going, I can't get it. Oh, stage whispers, of course. I can't get a clock. Odie, where do you think she's gone?
She must. We would hear her if she was coming. Sorry. Let me finish my eating.
No, that's it. He sort of looks like, I feel we need to move. If she knows where we are. And he kind of starts crawling over to his left, and again is going to attempt to re-stealth himself by hiding behind a sort of jutted rock. And he sort of again perches himself very low near the side. Okay.
To do.
You hear a noise, but it's unlike the words. A sort of very sweet noise, a sort of like a whistle, a tune that sort of just seems to rise and fall in a very sweet melody, and actually makes beautiful music. A very quick tune, but just in that second of hearing a couple of notes, your mind wanders to tunes of what the melody could be part of. Blue, you actually recognise this not to be like a charm of any kind, but almost like a sort of bardic magic. That sort of ability to weave music into magic. You see the creature reappear in front of sort of about 10 feet behind where you are now, sort of, I don't know, 180 degrees around you. And as she appears, you can see that she's holding this beautifully carved whistle. This thing is made of sort of like wood and bamboo and just beautifully carved. And as she plays it, you can just see the wind around her go as air passes by, and she just rises up into the air and starts flying. And eyes wander to Odie.
Motherfucker!
But this image is no longer a woman. This 6 foot tall, haggard and gaunt, an old lady with long, dirty white hair, robes that hang almost to her feet, dirty, and green claws, blood sort of just slowly dripping down them. Crooked nose and big eyes and just horrible teeth missing and black and drenched in blood as she stares up and starts rising, flying into the air. And she just makes 30 feet and is now within sort of 10 feet of you. So she has appeared. You can cast Fairy Fire.
Come on.
So
Okay.
what have I got to do?
Could you please make a dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw. That is a 19.
Oh, for feck's sake.
Unfortunately, as the fairy fire comes into action, and it's a great idea, really good idea, but this sort of sparks of the fire come out of your hurdy-gurdy and round her, but the wind of the spell, whatever this sort of thing has cast, just blows it away. It doesn't stick to her, and she rises up into the air. Odie, she's now within 10 feet of you as she sort of comes towards you.
Okay.
Sort of like,
Sorry.
Is she
I
fully...
see you.
Oh, me too.
Clawed hands sort of coming towards you.
So bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Yep.
Get that out of the
You
way.
get the focus on her. Your instincts sort of channel towards her.
Excellent. So that's that. It's like concentration. And then I'm like, not today, Satan! Shoot an arrow.
Right, take a
Well,
shot at her. Yep, she's
well,
within
longbow.
10 feet, but that's fine. You can take a shot.
Yeah, long bow. Hang on. First turn only, ignore that. That's a
Nice.
19 plus 7, so that is a 26 to hit.
Hit.
Oh,
Come on. 7 plus 3 is 10 piercing damage plus an extra 1d6 for Hunter's Mark. It's 3, so 30 in total.
13 total. This arrow flies past her. She kind of goes to move out the way, but it strikes her on the side, passes by. You see this sort of bloody wound appear, but almost immediately just heal up around it. But sort of scream of pain, her nose and teeth hooked up and look at you with disgust. Any sort of love or nicety in her face immediately gone as this snarling scream as she sort of comes towards you.
The mountain thing, can I back up at all? Is it difficult terrain?
It is difficult terrain, but not for you. You can scamper yourself up
Yeah.
and you can 30 feet behind
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So what you would do is you kind of be coming down the other side of the cliff face.
Fine.
If you go down that way, you'd be coming out at the sight of the two in the canyon. They'd have to move out the canyon and round, but you could come sideways,
Yeah.
sort of tracking down the side, or you could go down the canyon and try and sort of jump down or climb down.
Yeah, climb down. Because
Climb down.
I feel like if I go off by myself, I'm going to be
Yeah.
Okay, athletics check.
Good.
18, straight 18.
It's good.
Perfect. Straight 18.
Athletics, yeah.
Yeah, you start making your way about halfway down.
Fine.
So you get to about 25 feet off the ground as
Fine.
you sort of
Yeah, I just want to
way
get
down,
closer.
but you
closer
can
down, yeah.
you can do it easily.
Fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Fine. That's it, that's all I do.
Right, so the next person up is Theren.
All
This
right.
creature now 30 feet above and 10 feet away, so kind of 40 feet away, but it's sort of drifting up towards Odie.
40 feet. Remind me, is that in javelin range?
Javelin is 2060,
Oh, yeah.
I
okay,
think. So
right.
you could, but it's at a long range at that point.
Am I still on disadvantage of attacks?
No. The sort of glamour and that sort of headache is gone. It's past.
Okay, what I would like to do is I want to take out my heavy crossbow,
Yeah.
There we go.
aim at it, and say, I will suffer no demon to live, and use Vow of Enmity on it.
Okay.
So I will get advantage on all attack rolls for 1 minute.
Perfect.
Oh,
So
there
that's
you
a bonus
focus on
action.
it and you swear to terror and you feel this familiar sort of power well within you but directed in hostility and yeah, it's something to be smited. Yes, you've got advantage on attacks.
Great,
Come
and
on.
I'm going to fire that crossbow.
Do it.
Come on.
First one's 12. Second one's a natural 20.
Natural 20, critical hit. There we go. Here we go.
Just 1 second. Oh no, it has to be in melee for Divine Smite.
Unfortunately so. I know, otherwise paladins would be the best ranged builds ever.
Right. Okay, yes, so that's going to be 1d10. 14 damage.
14 damage. With no dexterity modifier, no?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So,
It's
Again.
doubled, right?
Yeah.
this
got that, yeah.
crossbow bolt just, and you're going to aim for like the creature's sort of back, but it gets her right in the spine, just sort of above the hip, and this bolt just punches in, doing devastating damage. You can see things twist and break as it impacts. And again, the bolt just slowly starts coming out and being forced out as the wound almost pushes it out and restitches it, the bolt falling to the floor. You can see the wound is closing, but slower than the damage that was caused. It was a decent blow, but this creature has sort of a resilience
Good shot.
beyond a wound that would have done terrible damage to like a mortal creature. So that's your action, your bonus. You want to move?
No, I'm going to stay put.
Stay put. Right.
Yeah.
Blue.
Let's keep going very far, because if it lands on her and she goes invisible again, that would be good. So,
Right.
Good thinking.
yep.
Perfect.
Dexterity. Is it dexterity? Yes, probably.
Dexterity.
Let's check.
I think it is.
Yep.
Okay. This time it's a 12.
Oh my god, a spell works! A spell
So
works!
describe what happens.
Blue, green, or violet lights fly out from my hurdy-gurdy like fireflies or whatever, and kind of attach themselves to her, these lights, and all in the air around her. And blah, 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 blah. An attack can be made with advantage against any creature or object that is affected by the spell, and that creature or object cannot become invisible. And it's concentration for a minute.
Okay.
Is
Fantastic.
that attack like melee and range, or just
Just as attack. An attack can be made with advantage.
perfect?
Perfect.
Good to know.
So these blue, I'm guessing blue lights, potentially?
Yeah, definitely blue.
Oh yeah,
It's gotta be blue.
Lights.
Sticking to her, and actually she starts swatting at these things, these fireflies, batting them away, but they stick under her arms, on her legs. There's a moment where you see her form weave and disappear as she becomes invisible, and then, but like every time a light hits her, her vision just comes back for a second before it goes invisible, comes back. Like you can tell half of her is invisible, but she just can't pull it off, and eventually she looks down at you as her form reappears, snarling, "What have you done to me?" She sort of looks at you.
Oh crap! Yeah, that's me.
Perfect. Great. That is now Vincent's turn. Vincent
Go on, Vinny.
is sort of hidden 15 feet away from this hag, whose attention has sort of been put off. You can see him knock an arrow and pull it back, but he seems to wait just for a moment, undiscovered, just not taking the shot. You can see him focused, but he doesn't seem to be attacking.
Good.
So, did you move, by the way?
No.
No, great. So she's about 30 feet
I should
above
have
the
moved.
floor, and she just sort of comes at you as her form just flies towards you with her
Bollocks.
claws outstretched. So she's going to come and try and scrape you
Oh, nuts,
with
nuts,
these
nuts,
disgusting
nuts,
claws.
balls.
24 to hit.
That hits.
Oh my god!
Where are my d8s be?
Oh no!
Right, she does. Oh my god, 1 and a 2. 7 damage.
Oh my god!
Okay, and I need to make a constitution, was it?
Yeah, the concentration check.
To be-
DC 10.
Put your thing, yeah.
See if the fairy fires.
Is it constitution?
Constitution check, yeah. The saving throw, sorry.
Oh
Feck's
no.
sake. Yeah, the lights go.
Yeah, she grabs you and the claw just takes you by surprise as her just immediate turn of viciousness as she's on you, just scratching as you kind of keep her at bay.
Nice try.
And your attention of the spell just vanishes as the fairy fire disappears. And as it disappears, I thought so.
It's not good to brag.
Odie, you're about 15 feet down this wall, climbing almost towards her now.
Can So yeah, use the rest of my movement to get down
You're within range
on the
of
ground.
movement.
So yeah, get down on the ground and shoot
So
it.
you can climb another 15 feet. But
Yep.
no, have another athletics check because of the
Yep,
pressure
of
of the
course.
combat.
Yep. That's a 6. Yeah, straight 16.
16.
Doing
Okay,
well
you get to
on
about 10 feet off the ground.
Um,
You can kind of drop if you want
yeah,
at this
I'll
point.
drum. Yeah.
This time an acrobatics check.
You're better at those.
Hey.
See?
19.
Yeah, perfect. You just
Fucking hell.
but you roll off. You let gravity take you. You can move further than 30 feet. It's you can do
It's fine. And
Yeah.
then longbow attack. Yeah.
She take the shot. Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
18. I do get. Hang on. No, Hunter's Mark doesn't give me advantage anyway, so that's fine. Sorry. Lots to think about. 7 plus 3, 10, 15 damage total.
15 damage total. Again, this arrow this time thunks into her side. You see it pierce through as she kind of is swiping at Blue. She looks down. The claws just scrape it and break it. She breaks it on the back, and you see the shaft just being pushed out of her as she tries to heal the damage again.
Yeah. Guys, I think magic might work better. And get ready for my next shot.
Yeah. You make Arcana check.
That's an 11.
11. It's doing damage. You don't think it's not doing damage. It's difficult to say. Something's at play. Either she's very strong, is regenerating, or is resistant. You're not sure. One of those three. Not helpful at all. So you got your action, your movement.
And bonus action. No, I don't have any of the bonus actions. I'm going to keep Hunter's Mark up, so that's fine.
Perfect. Right.
No.
Then you see 10 feet away, her just swiping at Blue.
Then I'm going to charge at her and shove that phase sword in her stupid face.
Go for
Oh
it.
my God.
Right, with advantage.
Yes.
Oh
The first one is a 21.
Hits.
Come on.
See if you crit.
No.
Not this time.
Damage.
Divine Smite.
Divine
no.
smite.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's going to be 1d8. Okay, so 10 and Divine Smite. 13 damage.
13 damage total.
Yes.
Okay. This time, you bring the sword, and again, this sort of this light,
I'm
perfectly
hoping that the
balanced
phase
weapon
sword doesn't.
strikes her, and as you sort of blow, you know it's going to connect in that last moment. You channel your energy, and that divine flame sort of hits up almost after the sword is passed, and there's a moment where this gash in the side of her bursts into flame, maybe half a second after the impact, stopping a lot of the healing before it gets put out and slowly starts stitching up again. But you can see the wounds on her now beginning to close, but much slower than before. She is clearly beginning to get hurt now. But again, looks around and sort of swiping around, and you're kind of ducking and diving. But yeah, your action.
Yeah, Oh, yeah, Divine Smite isn't actually a bonus action.
That's just a thing, I think.
Yeah,
long as you mark the spell slot off.
Yeah.
Okay, Okay, as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith
There we go. Yeah.
on Blue, which
okay.
that will take your armor class to 15.
No.
Thank God.
Wonderful. So again, you extend that divine protection that Perif sort of gives over you, and you launch it upon Blue, and you can feel just that aura starting to sort of channel around him.
And that's me.
Perfect. Blue, you'll go.
Is it wearing a platinum necklace?
There's so much hair and robes, you can't see anything immediately, no.
Okay. I should have just guessed, but no, I can't see it, so no. Okay.
You can't see anything, no.
And I can't just spell into nowhere, so I am going to take a swipe.
Do you have to see it for heat metal?
I think with
I
all
feel bad,
spells-
but no, you can't, unfortunately, see
Yeah,
the metal. No, I'm really sorry.
No, I think you have to
Nice
see something.
try.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
it's
good.
a good idea, again, a good idea.
And if I hit, I'll do a bardic swipe. Ooh.
Hey!
So that's 21,
21 hits.
and I'm gonna do defensive, so nothing's gonna hit me ever.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, so that's 10, 14 points of damage, and my AC is now 19.
You have more armor class than I do. Yeah.
Right, so 14 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mother.
Okay. Again, this time you get a sort of blade to you, and it takes another bad gash. This time up its back as it's turned on Theren. It twists around. You can see it's wounded, going crazy. Its eyes wild. Okay, it's Vince. Oh no, that's your action.
And I twist the sword around into a defensive downwards pose, holding it upside down.
You sort of hold by defensive pose.
Thank you.
Vincent, he couldn't see, unfortunately, from where he was because he was hidden, but he's now climbed down and he's going to take a
Down
shot
straight.
at the creature. But unfortunately doesn't hit.
Oh, no.
Just
Letting the team down.
The arrow clips and just a wild slash of the claws. Just at the last minute, just manages to accidentally knock the arrow so that it clatters into her head. It doesn't do any damage. It's just spectacularly unlucky. One below the armor class. The creature, sort of looking around its injuries, you can see these horrible injuries. It's snarling and screaming, "Curse you all! Curse you!" And just her form disappears. She becomes invisible again. In the middle of you, you hear the footsteps as they try and disappear. Now she's invisible. You both get attacks of opportunity, but they are at disadvantage. You, however, you just have this vow of enmity going. You just have this sense that she's gone, but you just focus your rage and your vengeance just drifts in a vague direction. You know roughly where she is.
So it's just one dice for you.
One dice for me, 2 dice for you.
Okay, so
Do you want to go first?
Okay. 14.
14. You swipe into thin air, but unfortunately you don't catch anything.
20.
20.
Unnatural.
20 hits.
come on.
Divine Smite.
Yes. Down straight.
Right.
All the smites.
Tell me if this beats an 11.
Oh, fuck me.
No, that's not an 11.
18.
18 points of damage. How do you want to do this? Oh, damn. That was a good smite. God.
Oh, God. Okay,
I
right.
see why you asked me to go first.
Oh no.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
What?
And just kind of like believe that through, this weapon and through everything, through the just sheer rage I'm feeling about Aubrey's death and everything, I just kind of want to stab the blade out to the side without even looking and get it right through the head.
Yeah, perfect. And you just swing, and there's a moment where you don't even think you've got it, and you're coming back for the next swing, but it appears, and almost like that moment in the vampire movie with Kate Beckinsale. What's that one?
Underworld.
Sexy.
Underworld, where she sort of just stands there, and then the head just falls off,
Bill
and
Nye.
she collapses to the floor, and just melts
Great film.
immediately into just sticky hot blood that sort of pools up and just sort of pops and then just sort of disappears, soaking into the ground.
Vomit.
Below it.
I mean, there's no head to cut off?
No, unfortunately not.
I think you've got an obsession.
No.
I've got a hunger for it. Nice work, Theren. I remember your name now because I accidentally remembered it earlier. I was going to make that a really emotional point, but no.
The only things that it sort of leaves, the clothes around it, there's filthy rags and are covered in blood hitting the floor, and two other things, yeah. So a small instrument
Mine?
hitting the ground, just a sort of this wooden sort of bamboo flute, and a bag of some, like a sort of cloth bag that clearly is sort of strapped beneath her robes to her side, that sort of flops onto the ground. And that's everything that hits the floor.
I would like to look through the bag, please.
Yes, you may. So, you...
No, we're not.
You don't need to roll. Of course, you got the bag. Like,
I do.
Roll to unopen.
Investigate the bag.
Your hand disappears, and the rest of your arm goes.
I would love it if
So
it was a
you
bag of
find-
organs.
Oh my god.
A few things. You find 20 platinum pieces
Holy shit.
Jesus,
Yeah.
alright.
collected of different makes and different types. And again, some of them with blood smears on them. You find several organs from different creatures.
Pull those ones out first though.
Possibly maybe half a set of deer intestine or something. Just, it's disgustingly grim.
Nice.
Got my sound effects.
Yeah.
And a severed hand. And as you take it out, there's a moment where you go, "Ugh," and drop it with the others. And as you do, it sort of falls to the floor, and where it was sort of rigor mortis had sort of gripped the hand up, it hits the floor and a finger comes out and points into the cave. Before it too pops and blood and melts into the floor.
Okay, let's wipe on severed hand then.
I say, Vinny, come down.
Are you alright?
Yes! You all alright?
Yeah,
Yes.
it hurts a bit, but I'm
you
okay.
Did you see? I hit that thing. I hit it very well.
I-
How about you? Did you hit it?
No! No, I got one shot off and it was terrible! Appalling! I didn't think I was very helpful at all!
Pretty appalling, yes.
Oh yes, I'm sorry about that.
Yes, come down.
Quite, get on my way. And
Okay.
he sort of starts climbing down.
Is everyone okay?
I am
Yes.
spent.
Quite.
God,
Goodness me, I saw you took a decent blow again.
Yeah.
Dear boy, have you ever considered armour? You seem to swing that sword around quite violently, but you know this man's got the idea. You've got to defend yourself if you're coming into close
or
combat.
stay very far away. That's what we try to do.
That's a very good option.
Yeah, I haven't found a smithy yet.
I'm sure there'll be plenty on Ebrits, to be
That's
fair.
a good
We
point.
know quite a
Yes,
few.
you should come back with us when we're done.
Oh, we did say
yes,
that,
on the
didn't we?
boat, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got our friends, remember? We've got to help them.
Oh yes, you mentioned.
Or ordinary, yes.
Yes,
yeah.
Grumac.
Yeah.
Yes, funny fellow. Anyway,
You were going to help us hunt for game.
Yes, we'll keep that.
But before we do that, that hand that just melted pointed into the cave.
did it?
Yes.
I mean, I've got to be honest, I don't trust organs that point.
No,
Yeah.
it's a good life lesson, man.
Well,
Family
Quite.
motto. Family motto.
well, yes.
Technically, an
Odie,
organ.
you do make a very good observation.
Thank you.
Your
However,
skin is an organ, good sir.
Is it?
Yes.
yeah,
Skin is an organ.
Skin's an
Yeah.
organ.
I
Largest
think
organ on the body.
limb is what you're thinking, but it doesn't matter. It's the joke.
Seriously,
Look.
seriously, it's an
It's
organ.
We can discuss this off camera.
Didn't know this.
And we're back in the game.
Sorry.
That hand was
That limb, yes.
closed.
Yes.
It fell to the ground, pointed, and then melted. So, I would like to suggest that we go and have a look in the
Oh,
cave,
wait. You said it melted like.
like she just did.
Does that mean there's more than one of these creatures? I only tracked one. Surely going into the cave would not be the wise idea.
Well,
We have to go in the cave.
We haven't
You
found what
can
we've been
actually
searching for.
make me an Arcana check. Yeah, the two of you having this idea.
I was about to take a D8. That would not have helped.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, that was
11.
a 68.
Between you piece it together. You sort of, more than one of them is sort of flung around, and Theren, there's a quick off comment, but you're just like, this is a horrible green hand. You say something along those lines, this colour, and you're just like, no, yes, of course. The second one, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's just moments where, just from sort of tales you've heard about sort of creatures like this that sort of live and feed on blood, tend not to be solitary.
We haven't found the thing we're looking for.
We have to go in that
Thank
cave.
you so much for your help so far.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
we're just asking you for one more horrible, disgusting, evil thing to kill.
I mean, good sir, I haven't been hit at all. I'm all up for this ride. As long as you guys stay in the front, keep this old thing safe.
Yes. I'm more than happy to keep going, but I'm just aware that going into the cave, we lose our advantage as well. I mean, I don't know if the advantage really worked out here, to be fair.
No, we didn't do much. Well, you did a good job.
I think
Between you.
You did
I
most of the
say,
damage.
the two of you, you've been swinging your swords around quite drastically the last couple of hours. How are you feeling? Could you continue doing this, or should we take a break?
Don't think I might be less swingy and more stay at the back going, ooh, next time.
But here's the thing. If we, I'm guessing it's been half an hour since we came up here and stuff. It's like, if we wait till night, we lose any advantage at all. It would probably, whatever, if it's still in the cave, it might be away. It might be hunting.
But
I don't think that we have the time to sleep on this.
I mean, I would need a long rest. I'm a short rest would do me nothing.
I don't think we have the time for any pause longer than half an hour. We have 2 days at the most until we have to leave this place or we're stranded. We still haven't found what we're looking for.
Well, you say stranded. I mean, as long as our boat is
Yeah, we've got a
fine,
boat.
we could take you off the
Yeah.
island.
it would mean condemning a dozen people to a very crappy journey.
Potentially forever ruining the Athena.
Yeah, so when you put it like that, it wouldn't be very
Yeah,
gallant, would it?
No, it would be great back in the
Yeah.
guild.
I say we could sail our boat near. We might aid what we can, keep you safe.
Yeah,
Because we're not a bad shot.
worth a try.
Well,
It's-
I assumed that the two of you would be coming with us anyway.
Oh, well.
quite
I
nice.
guess
It's
we
very
really
good.
Well,
probably
you
discussed
mentioned you're
it.
going to Ygritte.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's a date.
Oh,
Splendid.
sorry, I'm trying to get in on this.
Yes, we
like it.
we're definitely due back in the guild hall. We can get a couple of
Yes.
free drinks, I think, for our stories.
So,
Least.
really then, it's
Maybe
food,
night.
either enough food for, 3 weeks? Or a better sail and a normal amount of food.
Yes, that's right.
So there's still stuff we need.
Well,
Foraging, I can do, yes.
Yeah, you're pretty good with the bow.
well, we've done enough to earn
3
the
times out
tabax's
of
favour.
10.
Oh, that's a good
No,
point.
no,
Sorry.
not to be crass there. There's one thing I did notice. The bag and the instrument you picked up.
What? Yeah, this.
Yes. May I have a look?
Maybe you should clean it first before you blow it.
Prestidigitation?
Takes that.
Beautiful.
He is. Yep.
Promise
Yep.
to give it back.
Oh, wow. Yes, this is magical. This is fine piece of work. You can see just in the way that you see the way that it's designed, that it's built, the artistry of it. It's clearly magical. It's not in. Yes.
Give it back.
Well, and he does, but he said that's probably worth a lot of money. You must understand. When we go on adventures, we don't do this for free, good chap.
No.
We would expect our share.
Yes, we've got various outgoings that need to be covered.
And you will have your share when we return to a Brit. But for now, do not think of money when our friend is still dead.
Yeah, well, that is very true.
Yes.
And I take your point.
I'm
We shall
sorry.
talk about this later.
Yeah, very
Yep.
sorry to upset you.
But for the moment,
Oh no! Oh no!
Can you maybe a wisdom saving throw?
Oh my god!
shit.
Oh!
3.
I was really hoping you do that. Really hoping you do that.
But I live to please you, Ryan.
You attempt to play the instrument. Instead of music coming out is the harshest squeaking noise that causes everyone to recoil in wincing.
Yes.
And playing the instrument, you take 7 psychic damage.
Oh
As the
my
music
god.
fills your ears and just burns, and again you just have that moment where you can barely see, just your brain being racked by this pain. As the pain is bad enough to make you drop the instrument on the floor. It's that bad.
Oh, it's quite different from a didgeridoo.
Good God, Blue, please never do that again.
Okay, I pick it up and put it in my pocket.
Oh my god, I genuinely thought you were going to play it again now. It's just like, don't you fucking dare.
I think I'm gonna need to practice with that one. Maybe in a sealed room.
Yes. Oh, terrible.
Right, if
Sorry,
everyone
guys.
needs to rest,
I now do.
then we can rest, but no longer than an hour.
I mean, well, I don't need to rest per se. I mean,
No, I'm quite ready to go.
I'll lick Philip.
What the goodness gracious
Don't
are you
question
doing?
it just works.
How much do you heal, Sam?
I think like 4 points.
Oh dear.
I'll stick at the back.
No, with your charisma, probably 5 if you roll a 1. It's 1d8 plus your wisdom, right? Your charisma, sorry.
It's
Oh yeah, so that was 5.
5 points. Of
I
damage.
say this dragonman is really interesting.
Very odd.
I
He does realise it's not the toad doing that, right?
I have a sneaking suspicion that he doesn't know about his. You know how dragonborns have a breath.
Right.
I don't think he knows about that.
No.
Yeah.
Goodness.
rude when people go and whisper in the corner,
isn't it?
At this point, they've switched. But every time they talk about you, they switch to half elven. That's a to elven. They are incredibly rude. They're just used to their own company. So Theren, you hear every word of this, but
I'm glaring.
they're just talking and just like clearly, it's very strange. Seems to have quite talented swordsmanship. Very able magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We should
very.
probably talk to him afterwards, maybe.
In Elven, I would like to interject and go, you two are talking about probably the best friend I have ever had. So if you do not shut up right now, you will regret it. Are we clear?
Yes.
Of course. Sorry. Apologies.
Switch back to common.
I have no idea what's
Walk
going
over to
on.
blue.
Hey.
I'm like, this is going to feel strange now. Place my hand on him and use lay on hands for 9 points of healing.
Oh!
Thank
Again,
you.
This healing floods over you.
And
Divine
then
power. Unlike the healing that you sort of this musical sort of this sense of goodwill that heals from Philip. You know, that sense of joy that comes over it. Theren's healing is much more just a radiant blast of heat and power, but again has the same sort of effect.
Do I have like a hand imprint on my shoulder now?
Temporarily, you can see that you have a white handprint where the hand has been laid on your shoulder, but then it just is taken away and disappears up.
And then I'm going to put my hand on my chest and heal myself for 5 as well.
Perfect. Same sort of power.
As I said this, I do turn back to Vinny and I go, they must have had a really awful experience. They seem very fond of each other.
No,
That's very strange.
Yeah.
put it away.
I've never seen anything quite
I
like
will
it.
take it from you if you do that again, alright?
An odd couple.
It is an odd couple.
Yes.
Yes, quite.
Oh, quite.
Anyway, gentlemen, you want to go into the cave?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
I forgive me, but I'm
Jolly
losing...
Japes.
Yes, quite, but I'm kind of losing track a little bit of what we're looking for exactly.
Yes.
It just... Because the hand pointed into the cave.
We are looking for a necklace.
A necklace.
Platinum necklace.
Okay.
It
Well,
belonged to something scary.
Lead the way.
Yes.
Lead the way.
Before I go in, I want to look one final time
Yeah.
at the sword and see if killing this thing with it has changed it at all.
That would be
Oh.
an Arcana check.
No.
Oh, brutal.
4.
You don't know. You don't think so. It's difficult to see any difference.
Alright. Okay, then I lead the way inside the cave.
Okay.
No, yeah.
So, another torch, I assume? Or are you going in darkness?
I can see in the
And I can
dark.
see. Well, I think it'd be best. I think we should.
I'd like to carry.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
No. Ignore me.
I can carry a torch. So if you give me
We've
one.
got 2 people who don't have dark vision.
Okay, then I will.
No, I'm utterly rubbish in the dark, I'll be honest. It's why I keep a light on at night, you know? Keep the monsters at bay.
It's so true.
Then I'm gonna take the torch from my pack and kind of like sort of look at Vinny for a minute and then go, there you are.
Thank you.
Right. And he has his bow, that's probably a good option, thank you.
Yeah.
Keeps me limber for combat. You see you've got a sword and a torch. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Just
Swipe.
be ready with it.
That's fine.
Swipe. Yeah, swipe.
That's what I was 1, 2. Yeah, I'll have both my swords out.
Perfect.
Right.
And so, the two of you leading the way, you make your way, torch in hand, into this cave. And that is where we'll leave it for
No!
tonight.
Knew you were gonna do that.
No!
Yeah, well it is now 10:02, so that's a good time to end.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. That was great.
That was
No,
really
you're
good.
very welcome. Now,
I was nervous.
Yeah, that was really nerve-wracking. And now
I
I'm
am
even...
so annoyed you killed it. It was so close to getting away.
Yeah.
You know what? I forgot about the down enmity. I thought as soon as it's invisible, you can't see it, disadvantage.
My hunter's mark would have been
AC of 17, you know, I thought it would get away. I just didn't give it enough health. That's a mistake and a really good roll from you. Good
That was
use
an
of spell
amazing
slot.
roll,
So
yeah.
you killed something that could have disappeared, invisible, and very untraceable,
Yeah.
and come
It
back
would've-
to get you later. So that was an incredibly good use of spells and skills from all of you. And that fairy fire was an inspired.
That was-
That was
that is-
brilliant.
If it had gone, if it had clicked while flying, it probably would have been let loose on the top with the ranged people. You know what I mean?
I
So-
should have legged it once I activated it, but next
Hey,
time.
no.
No,
It's
no,
fine.
no.
I think it
By
worked out really well.
staying still, it was a target. So it all worked. You did that very well.
When it was coming up towards
Challenge
me, I
rating
thought,
3.
oh,
Enemy just like that.
Damn.
Done. So we're going to talk about something, weren't we? You had questions about lore and stuff. You just want to chuck stuff while we're on camera, or are you not?
I was just wondering how much of a sort of major hub Brit is.
Yeah, so one thing when we started the campaign was we said that the party all want to be going to Ybrit for some reason. Now, there's certain things that you would all know about Ybrit. Vincent and Nadine know a lot more, but Ybrit is essentially not the capital, but one of the major trading hubs of the Inner Sanctum. This collection of islands inside Xerieos itself. Think of it as like a continent. The Inner Sanctum is sort of 2,000, 2,500 scattered isles amongst a sort of 2,000 mile area of sea. It's a huge area, but in the Inner Sanctum, life is not stable, but certainly most of the known civilization lies in this. The wilder, more unkept tales and treasures come from outside the Inner Sanctum, where boats sail for weeks to get out of there. You know, and Ybrit is almost geographically dead center in the Inner Sanctum. You've heard tales of it, you've never been. Blue's never been either. You just know that it's a trading hub. I won't tell you any more than that for now, but it is a densely populated area, and you have your reasons for going there.
Great.
That we will
good.
find at some point, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll go there when we need to go there.
Capital.
Right. Anyway, I'm tired, so I think we should get some sleep and come
4 more
back.
hours, let's go. Come on. I'm ready.
So until then, thank you very much. Bye!
See ya.